Today, Ippei Mitsuhara ran up gambling debts to a Southern California bookmaking operation.
The inside story of the biggest scandal in modern baseball.
He was absolutely bananas, the amount of bets he was making. I've never seen anything like it.
From 30 for 30 podcasts, this is The Betrayal of Shohei Ohtani.
Presented by Gusto. Episodes 1 and 2 available now. Listen wherever you get podcasts.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station. Don.
You're a filth bag. You're a sex-starved filth bag.
Hahn.
The guy's going to be 41.
Flicking it.
And Rosenberg.
Go look at Redford in that movie right now. You'll want to hook up with him. This isn't North Dakota. This is New York.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
The best threesome I've ever heard.
On ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
3 o'clock in the big city with Peter Rosenberg. I'm Alan Hahn. Don McGreck will be back next week. And then Peter goes on a little vacay.
Much
Hump day
needed.
today. And I'm going to make it official. You know me. I am not one of these hype train kind of personality. I don't
I'll
like
give
to
you
do
that. You're
things
not that.
For who moved this? See, I told you somebody would freaking move this.
Like, why wouldn't they just want it where
Who's
it was?
moving this? I had it set up so it wasn't in his shot.
Fix
Look,
it. Fix it again.
It's in his shot.
You got to fix it.
Fix it.
Fix that.
I'll get on this. No, and they, you know what? And they broke this thing. So now I can't move.
They broke the pin?
Yeah. This thing right here, it's not there anymore. You know? Why do I have to always be the dad around here fixing everything?
Come on, Rodney,
No,
wake
no.
up.
See? Look, no. Can't move it.
It's
now.
got to be Dave that did that.
Whoever put it back ripped off the knob so you can't fix
Dave
it.
and Chris were both here?
Yeah, no, we got problems now.
Let's not fight. Let's start out positive.
Trying to say, I'm going to start out positive by saying this. Again, I am not one that
You're not the hype
dabbles in
train, man.
hyperbole. I don't play that hot take game. You know how I am. If I see it and my eyes tell me to believe it, I believe it. I'm telling you right now, I'm buying stock in 96.
I might be buying a jersey.
I'm buying full stock. Like, I'm all in. And it's only one game. It's amazing to me how many people always want to squelch things. Guys, I've been covering, not following. I have been in the game 30 years, professional sports. Okay, I've been around it. I know what it looks like. I know what it doesn't look like. Trust me, because I've seen a lot of bad teams, bad sports, and I've seen a lot of players who were overhyped. This kid, Lombard, is not overhyped. This kid is exactly the goods. And it's not just based on one game. And it doesn't mean he's not going to have a bad game every now and then. That it's going to look at times like, yeah, he is a rookie. He is struggling. He is figuring out. All that stuff is there. It goes beyond that. And I'm telling you, you don't want to trust me, fine. Trust the scouts in this business. Trust some of the grizzled veteran baseball writers in this town who have seen it too. Nobody's doing the whole Volpe thing. This is not a comparison. It's just all you got to know is when you've watched professional sports and you've been involved in professional sports and you've been around it as long as I have, there's a way people move and act and talk that tell you, oh, yeah, it's in them. Yeah, it's in them. Now it's a matter of sit back and let's watch it happen. And that's the vibe I got. My spidey senses
Now, what was
told me last night as I watched this kid. I said, "Yeah,
what was it the most though? Because the obvious
it was
thing,
it was second
the obvious
inning.
thing, the obvious thing for people will be the home run.
The home run. It was a sweeper. He sat on it. It was he handled that well. He looked over first two pitches like 0-2 quick, and it's like all right. And I just he sat on it and he belted it. That's nice. I'm talking about second inning.
It was the double play.
I'm talking about the double play.
Yeah.
With ease, with aplomb, with comfort. Like everything he did just was like, yeah, just the way just understand what I'm saying. And I'm pleading with you. Don't give me the stick to basketball, moron. Don't give me that. Because I've covered a lot of the sports. You got to trust me. That's the kind of thing you look for when you're watching an athlete. And you tell yourself, yeah, it's in him. It's whatever this kid's got it.
It was a perfect. It was a great moment early in a game in which you know there's going to be immense pressure.
Yep.
Now, listen, it's not an impossible play. This wasn't like the craziest Ozzie Smith double play I've ever seen in my life.
Oh,
but this was it was a great, confident play to have be the first opportunity for you to put your glove on something in the majors. It was a great moment, and I texted the group and I said, "Well, that's also a nice play to shake the nerves off too. Let's get you comfortable.
Get his feet under him."
And then in a game in which, of course, on the downside, Yankees doing Yankee things.
Can't score. Leaving guys on.
I thought De La Salle said 3 is the magic number. 2 is the magic number with the Yankees offense.
Yeah. No,
and they needed that. And
it was all home runs. The last 2 games, the only runs they've scored is off the home run. That's it. So that's a whole other issue. Whole other issue.
But you got to feel great about that.
But this guy, and this is no declaration of the season. He's not a savior. This is not that.
You're talking about the long-term play.
This is just for me, as I said, when you look at that kid, I'm buying stock. That's it. I'm in. Buying stock. I am a believer that it's going to, in time, prove me right. And it might even prove Brian Cashman right. By the way, you don't want to trust me of what I've told you with all the, like I said, with stuff like this, I don't just talk about it like off the cuff. All right? This is not just, like I'm not freelancing here. You put in, when you do these shows, you put in research. You read people who know. Maybe every now and then when you know some people, you text them and ask them, people who cover the sport, people who know the sport, right? You ask them, what's the real story behind this? What's going on here? And that's kind of how you base that's your informed opinion. That's how this business works. We don't go behind a mic and we just start freelancing. Right? You got to know what you're talking about. And so when I'm getting feedback from some of again, you don't trust me. Bob Clappish, see what he said today. That's why Cashman didn't get Skubal, why he didn't get Rutschman. Because they all wanted this kid. And Cashman's like, nope, from my cold, dead hands. That's the only way you're getting this kid. And it's going to prove him right. He has not been right on a lot of these prospects. And that's why you're right as a fan to be skeptical. Because Cashman has given you reason to be skeptical. We named all the names going down the line in Yankee history of players that he held on to. Prospect hugging. One of the callers used yesterday. I love that phrase. So you have every right to be skeptical. But not this one. There's something about this kid. There's something about his story, his pedigree, his ease, his talent. It is, yes, Jeter-esque. The way he carries himself, a precocious neophyte. That's what he is. Walt Clyde Frazier's phrase is exactly what this kid is. He's also this feeling, Peter, in this city of what like our stars are starting to become about. A little humble, but confident. Right? Very comfortable in their own skin. Don't need all I don't need the hype. I don't need all this stuff. He just put 96 on my back. Fine, 96, whatever, man. I don't care. Right? Like, I know everybody is still reeling from the fact that Volpe was hyped and it didn't work out. And you don't want to believe in this one. I'm telling you. I'm standing on this. Believe this one.
I'll tell you what I believe. It's freezing here today.
I love it. It feels great. What is it at right now? 68? We finally got it fixed.
God.
Let me put the fan on, too.
No, don't do that. That's honestly too much. I will not be able to work. It's freezing.
No, it is not.
Then can you do me a favor in the break?
Yeah.
Sit where I sit and see if it's totally different.
Maybe.
Because you guys have been complaining about heat for days.
Well, I got the vents, too.
But no, see, there's something about where I'm at that it is like blowing on me right now.
You have like.
Hey, yo.
You're in the.
In the vortex.
The vortex?
That's what it feels like.
I think it feels good.
Now, also, I'm trying to shake things off right now. I was supposed to have, I saw Dr. Jay Shaw recently.
Yes.
And I've been having some neck and back, I'll wake up from sleeping, what's up?
Uh-huh.
So I was
What's he telling you?
Well, we had a meeting, and he said, first thing I want to do is get you in the tube, get you some MRIs, some x-rays, and let's see what's going on.
Okay.
So I went in there, and I got the first set of things done. I got an MRI and a couple of x-rays, and then I had to go back one more time to get the other stuff done. So I went in today, and he'd give me a prescription for 2, I can't remember what, Valium maybe or whatever, because I was a little worried about the tube. I don't like going to the tube.
Valium.
I can't remember. I don't want to confuse
1962.
I don't remember which one it was. Maybe Xanax. Sound better?
That definitely sounds.
Some calm down.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, since I'm talking about this, I should say,
You should.
hey, it's me, Peter Rosenberg. And you guys know me. I'm always honest about what's going on in my life. And lately, I've been dealing with some pain, like I was just saying. So I finally decided I wasn't going to ignore it, and that's what led me to Dr. Jay Shah over at Samwell Pain.
Of course.
So after meeting with him, I understood why so many people recommend him. He's Ivy League trained. And do you know how certified he is, Alan?
He's double board.
That's right. Now, not once.
Not just one. There's two boards.
Two boards degree.
He's
the goods. So it's double board certified. He takes a non-surgical approach to helping people get back to living their lives. So if pain's keeping you from enjoying your summer, don't just live with it. Do what I did. Check out Samwell Pain. Visit samwellpain.com. So I did the first MRI, and I did a couple x-rays, and I had to go in and get the rest of my back done.
Okay.
Because it was like 3, so you can't do it all at once.
Yes.
I went back today. I took the Xanax so I don't freak out in the tube.
That's helpful.
And then I get there, and I had a miscommunication, not from Dr. Shah's side, but from the Lenox Hill Radiology side that's doing the
Did you strip down completely naked and not know that you don't need to do that?
No.
Oh.
I got there, and they said, hey, the last time I went to the radiology place, they sent us the wrong thing. We thought you were doing an x-ray today, not the MRI. We can't do the MRI today. Well, now I'm zonked.
Oh, boy.
Now I'm zonked off.
Oh, yeah. No, you're. Yeah.
Half a Xan, 13 hours till I land, Jacob. You know what I'm saying? Except I don't have 13 hours till I land. I had about 90 minutes till I have to do a radio show. So I was like, do you guys have like a room where I can just lay down? Because I'm cooked. I'm cooked.
Yeah.
And I laid down in a chair and just knocked out
He gone.
in a random doctor's office that I've never been to.
But they let you do
in a
it.
chair. They let me knock out, and then I wake up.
Was it a good sleep? Like, did you wake up energized?
I woke up completely like I turned something on my Spotify. I don't even remember what. And I just wake up like, whoa, what time is it? Oh, it's 2:10. I got to go. And I run out. I come downtown. I did the craziest thing. I went to the Starbucks on our block, which is like our Starbucks here, which I've never been to. I just see it. It's one of those like teenage post-high school Starbucks.
Yeah.
In 2026, that's like when I was in high school, I don't know about you, it was the McDonald's. Now it's the Starbucks
Everybody's
that the kids
there.
go to.
Yeah.
So I looked.
Starbies.
I was like, is that a thing?
Oh, it's a thing.
That's Starbies?
Starbies. Trust me.
First time hearing of it.
No.
That's my first time.
This is not obviously your wheelhouse.
This is a father of teenagers.
I've got 3 girls. Okay.
It's Starbies.
We're
Starbies.
Unk now, Jacob.
Starbies.
You guys are Unk level, and he's dad level.
Yeah.
So I went in there. I looked at the line. I go, how long is it going to? I said, can I get a caramel macchiato? He said, that's going to take a while. I said, what won't take me a while that has caffeine? He said, an iced coffee. I said, give me an iced coffee right now.
Go.
So
Let's
I'm
go. Give me an
pounding this.
IV.
I'm pounding this, and I'm
Attaboy.
getting myself back.
See, I got you, though.
Woo.
I get you fired up.
Yeah, no, I'm feeling good, though. We got a lot to do.
Yeah, get you fired
My
up.
commies got Stefon Diggs today. We got to get to that later.
A lot to talk about there. Quarterback, your tables.
My feedback.
Some people flipped some tables.
Some people disagreed with the quarterback table, so there's some stuff there. But honestly,
Sando's joined us at 5 to get on his top, right? His top quarterback lists with him.
Right. So we'll
get to
compare
him
a little bit
and see how he feels about your tables, right?
and also see how the Yankees fans feel about seeing the kid come out yesterday strong.
This is what I need. All right, again, 800-919-3776 calls are already rolling in. I put out a very, 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 for me, because I've really been trying to secede from Twitter. I'm not, like, it's time.
Love that for you.
And so I don't really want to tweet much if I don't need to. But last night was one of those moments. And all I said was this. And now we see why he was untouchable. That's all I said. Nothing else. No hashtag, no nothing. It got some response, right? A lot of views, a lot of likes.
A lot of engagement.
Yeah, it got a lot of engagement. Not that I expected it, but I woke up this morning kind of surprised. 34 replies. Majority of them telling me to slow my roll.
It's interesting.
And like Yankee fans.
Take a look.
You didn't watch that and have that same feel. I'm going to see the Spider-Man movie tonight with Gracie, and my spidey senses last night were tingling when I watched this game. I was like, yeah, no. It looks right. Keyshawn Johnson used to always say that to me about athletes. Yeah, it just looks right.
Well, the first
and
comment,
the first
comment to you was good and right on. He passes the eye test.
Yep.
Cannot verbalize it. You know it when you see it.
That's it. Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah, Orzia said that, and I agreed with him completely. That's how I feel. Can't really verbalize it. You just know. As Key used to say, it just looks right.
Got to tell you.
But then some of these others, you see some of these others, right?
The untouchable 240 minor league hitter. Yeah, such a great sample size.
How many Met fans, too, were jumping in this, I bet?
Pump the brakes
Brent
a bit.
Beatty hit a home run in his debut, too. Yeah, a lot of players do that. It ain't about the home run.
Yeah, it was more than that.
Here's the other part that really frustrates me. And I don't look for any type of credit, but I do ask for credibility. Because 3 decades I've been in this city covering professional sports. Like, I've seen it.
That's fair.
Like, I'm not sitting at home watching in TV. I'm literally in the arena. I'm there. I'm in the locker rooms. Okay? I know what it looks like. I know what it doesn't look right. So at some point, do you ever just trust, like, you know what? He's seen a lot. And he's saying this looks right. Like, you just think this is all just me? Like, I'm 55 years old. You think I'm getting giddy over this stuff? Are you crazy? I could give a rip if this kid's good or not at this point in my life. But when it's real, and I wanted to tell you that. And I got 20-year-olds telling me, tamp it down, pappy. Like, what is that about?
Well, listen, you have to remember, they're a little bit abused over the last few years.
When you're in your I guess 16 years of not winning a championship for a Yankee fan is tough.
Yeah.
I agree.
And they're just a little bit, they haven't been impressed with the Yankees' ability to determine which prospects are ones they should hug. So they're holding out a little bit.
I'm telling you.
But sometimes you just got to – experience tells you a lot. It's not unlike, Alan, it's not unlike my slow your roll with some young Giants fans and even some young old Giants fans.
On Jaxson Dart.
Where I'm like, I see something, but I also see this is not complete yet. Let's wait a little bit.
And there's a story that happened yesterday that tells you exactly why.
Oh, yeah, we didn't get to that yesterday.
Yeah, but we will.
We should get to it today.
I heard some stuff there.
I meant to hit that in ENN. And
no, it's fine. ENN was quick, and like today will be as well, because the Mets do play again 6:40 first pitch in Cleveland. So we'll be off at 6, truncated ENN, of course. But we've got calls, because I want to hear from you. And if you don't trust my eye, fine. But pay attention. Do some, take 5 seconds. Again, do not do your research on reels and posts you see on social media. Actually read a story with actual reporting, with scouts being quoted. Do that from people that are credible baseball writers and see what's being said. And not just after last night, last year after spring training, last year as he was slowly moving his way up, then in spring training again this year and throughout this year. It has been a very consistent message about this kid. And we saw it for the first time last night. And all I needed was to see it once, and it convinced me, oh, yeah, this kid's got it. 800-919-3776. Caesar is in Huntington, my hometown, and he's going to start us off. Caesar, what's up?
Oh, what's going on, guys?
What's happening?
It's a pleasure to speak to you guys. So as far as Lombard, I just have a problem with when Volpe won, a Gold Glove.
Yep.
Right? Did the media all of a sudden jump on him? Because I think they did. It's like I just hope that the media will leave Lombard alone, because this kid is for real. I've been watching him since single A,
yep,
double A, and then when he got called up, I mean, those hits. I mean, they don't. Even his parents remind me of Derek Jeter.
Well,
but let's not compare.
Mixed.
Yeah,
I know the mixed race.
Break.
I get that, but first of all, his father was a pro. His father is a coach at the pro level, so already right. This is a kid that he comes from a pretty good tree, right? That's the thing is
exactly.
He gets the pro game. He understands this world. He's not overwhelmed being there, and so that's why he looks so comfortable. So it starts there. That's a foundation. But that's that's kind of like Jalen Brunson. Brunson was born into this too. Right. So when he got here, he wasn't overwhelmed when he walked into the NBA going, oh my God, I'm in the NBA.
It matters. That stuff adds up.
Sometimes that does help you if you're raised a certain way. Not every pro's kid does this, of course, but the ones that get it, it helps them. It's easier for them to step in.
Also,
thank you, Alan.
Yeah,
I'd
appreciate you.
Shout out to Huntington and shout out to YouTube channel.
You got
Shout out to everyone in the YouTube and the chat. I'm not gonna lie though. I also didn't hate the videos moving around about his biography and his grandmother being a civil rights hero who went to Selma.
Amazing.
like did jail time fighting for civil rights. Like
amazing story.
You just the more you see about him, you go, the stock of this kid's pretty good stuff.
I'm going to send you an actual video feature that was done.
I'd watch it.
Did you saw that one with the Dodgers?
Yeah, when
his father was a Dodgers coach.
Yeah,
and they went
to Washington.
Yep,
I saw the feature. And tremendous,
very good feature.
Yeah, so there's a lot. I mean, it's hard not to get excited about someone like that.
No, there's a lot there. Griffin in Connecticut. How do you feel about it, Griff? You always keep it 100.
First off, take away the offensive side, okay? Because he's going to have his ups and downs on the offensive side. Allen.
Yep.
That first play.
Yeah.
The first play hit to him shows you how many times do you see people make that play, even big leaguers, and they speed up quickly. He just made it. He took his time. He threw to Jazz quickly. He didn't speed up quickly. He just took his sweet time, and he made the play. Sean Casey said on MLB Central today that he's been about big leaguers his whole life because of what his father was.
Right.
And seeing what big leaguers are and being around big leaguers his whole life, seeing what big leaguers are, makes that know that on defensively, he just doesn't sped up at all.
Right.
He just is smooth and is steady. And right now, with all these injuries, you're going to have times where you're struggling offensively. But to win games, you need the people to make the plays. You know McMahon can make plays at third. You know if Lombard is as smooth as he is at short, he can make the plays at short. You know you can get Jazz, who's good at second, making the plays at second. You got some first basemen that make really good plays with Garcia and Rice. Our infield defense is very smooth. And at this time, to win games, to try to get back in this division race, to hold on for Red Sox, you need smooth, settling defense to win low-scoring games. And I just don't feel like our defense is going to be rushed up. Maybe I'm wrong. I just don't think our infield defense is going to be rushed up to where I feel like we're going to make the easy plays, the nice steady plays to make the outs. So he's going to have his ups and downs offensively. But I feel very confident and very smooth about what I see defensively from his game that I did not see out of any other shortstop prospect. I know they were high on Volpe. Everyone says, oh, Volpe this, Volpe that.
But Volpe never looked like that.
Volpe never looked like that. His first play easily shows you, wow, he is smooth. He is steady. Because how many shortstops would rush that play? He didn't rush it. He took his time, and boom, inning over just like that. And that first play makes me know he got it on defense, and that should not be a problem at all.
Yeah, I agree with you, Griff. And you know what else? How about the one he couldn't make? There was a play, I think he started to range to his right, realized that McMahon was going to make the play, and so then he had to get back to second to see if they could turn to, and his foot gave out in the clay. And so he couldn't make the play. Not rattled at all. Didn't even affect him. Just it happens. That's baseball. Like, that's also something to watch, too. His ease through mistakes and not letting them hover over his head. Just understanding, yeah, it just gave out. No big deal. I'm good. Those are the types of things that are the little things you notice. And you put those little things together, and then you realize, no, this is it. And so I'm sticking to it. Are you? So is it pump the brakes, like some of you are trying to tell me? Or is it full speed ahead? Are you buying full stock now in 96? 800-939-3776. More of your calls coming up. Don Hahn, Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Than ever at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. This August, don't miss the Big 5 spin-off and your chance to win your share of $55,550. Be here on Friday, August 7th and 28th from 3 to 7 p.m. when one lucky winner will be drawn every hour to select 4 balls from the lottery drum to win up to $5,555 cash. Don't miss the Big 5 spin-off where Long Island wins at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars.
get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS4KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Hi, this is Don LaGreca. Just like the New Jersey Devils bring intensity on the ice, Viking Pest Control brings the same level of protection to your home. And I know because I use Viking at my own place. The season may be over, but pests are always in play. So it's time to lock in your off-season defense. As the pest control provider and proud partner of the Devils, Viking delivers 45 years of trusted experience to keep ants, cockroaches, stinging insects, rodents, mosquitoes, and more out of your zone. And when you bundle pest control mosquito services, you score big savings. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com, protecting your home inside and out.
Miller time. People think it just happens, but that's not true. You know what you gotta do? You gotta go say hello with some beers. Make the plans. Forget the couch. Go to that thing. Play the game. See them in person. Talk to that stranger. Live a little. Small acts of rebellion that bring us together. Because legendary moments start with a light. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2026 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Monkey Sports, built by players for players, is your one-stop shop for hockey, baseball, lacrosse, and more. Find top-name equipment and expert in-store services like sharpening, break-ins, and relacing. Shop in-store at Monkey Sports in Farmingdale or Woodbridge or online for all the top brands. Whatever your sports, Monkey Sports gets you game ready fast. Monkey Sports, where athletes shop.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Hey there, guys. Good afternoon. We've got a rough ride on the LIE westbound in Nassau County. Broken down car blocking 2 lanes over by Lakeville Road. That is you jammed heading into Queens, backed up to Willis Avenue. Not moving much on the FDR northbound. A crash over by East 73rd. Right lane is blocked. You're solid there and backed up into the 20s. Definitely your worst ride to the outbound George Cross Bronx westbound. Slam from White Plains Road on through. Adding to the delays, a broken down SUV in the right lane by the Bronx River Parkway. Inbound George, still have some road work on both the upper and lower decks. Not too bad, just about 10 to 15 minutes from 8095. Outbound Lincoln and Hull and Sunnels are only about 10 to 15 minutes each. This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Visit mad.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Okay, all signed up. Easy. Now let's run payroll. What the? Hey, girl. I'm you with more gusto. Nice. Who's that? New social media manager. Hired and onboarded with gusto. And spoiler, we're kind of famous now. Wait, we're famous? Oh, well, I'm famous. Payroll, benefits, and HR. Designed and built for small businesses. Choose a future with gusto.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Yes, it is. 800-919-3776 is also the magic number. And I just want to hear from you because I cannot believe how many, and again, I also don't know because I'm not going to go looking at profiles. I'm not going to play that game. How many of you that were in the comments last night with me in my mentions were Met fans who were just, you're miserable right now and you have every right to be. And you just wanted to rain on the parade. You wanted to dump water on it. Fun sponge is what you wanted to be. But if you're a Yankee fan and you're telling me to pump my brakes, what are you looking at? Convince me. Bernard in Newark, you're up. Bernard.
Hey, fellas.
What's up?
This Lombard situation is giving me flashbacks and deja vu. I'm a Yankee fan that wants to be excited.
Okay.
I want to be happy. I want to be excited. But it feels like the same thing when Volpe came up. Everybody's saying, he's going to be the next this.
All right, Bernard, now I'm going to stop you.
Alan, it probably wasn't you. It probably wasn't you. But there was a lot of people on these airways saying he's the next this guy, he's the next that. I'm telling you.
All right. I was on the air, and I don't remember it being that level. I know that's the feeling because he was a young shortstop. Kid from Jersey, grew up a Yankee fan, kissed the logo when he made his debut, the whole thing. And I know that was sort of like the feel of this could be something, right? But Bernard, with your own eyes now, and you've been a Yankee fan, I guess, for more than 3 years. So with your own eyes.
I'm a younger Yankee fan, but
But longer than 3 years. With your own eyes, are you telling me that this looks the same? Not sounds the same. Does it look the same?
Honestly, I can't say it looks the same, but I can say it looks similar as far as the defense because Volpe was the Gold Glover his rookie year. He won the Gold Glove his rookie year, guys.
I'm aware.
He was a great defender.
Great.
So
not like what he, but not at this level.
I get it. I understand where everybody's coming from, but as far as just trust me. Just trust me. I can't just trust you. I got to see it out. I got to play it out.
That I'll give you.
I got to see it play out.
Hey, B, I'll give you that, and here's why. Because the Yankees and Cashman have given you a lot of reasons to be skeptical. That's why I'm not going to fight you on it. But you can't tell me I'm wrong for feeling what I feel or seeing what I saw. That's all I'm saying. But you want to be skeptical, you have every right to be. So that's fair, and I get it. But I don't want to compare. I do not believe it looks the same. It might sound the same, but it doesn't look the same. Will in Jersey City, you're up next, Will.
Hey, guys. Thank you for taking my call. I just think that we need to slow down. I hear everything that was seen last night was fabulous. The kid has size. The kid has a great arm, great feet, family background, everything. But like the previous caller said, Volpe was a Gold Glover his first year, although he didn't deserve it because the kid from Seattle deserved the Gold Glove this year, right? And when we think about guys having great nights or great weeks or great months coming up, you could go all the way back to Shelley Duncan. You could go all the way back to Shane Spencer. You could go all the way back to Gary Sanchez. You could go all the way back to Phillip Hughes, to whoever it is. We just need to slow down. And, yes, you're right. You're right. Cashman has made us be skeptical about what we got down there. If this kid was this good, right, you had an opportunity 2 years ago. If this kid was this good, to trade Volpe and potentially get a guy that could help us right then, which was at the time Luis Castillo. I've been calling this radio station for a long time. Yours truly, Michael K., said, no way, Volpe's untouchable. So right now, because of how poor we are as an organization in regards to making moves, we now send Anthony Volpe to the minor leagues, and now we won't even get baseball bats for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's part of the frustration that I get.
So one more thing, right?
Yep.
And I call this radio station a lot with Michael. I stopped calling for a little while because he just didn't get it, and I know why he didn't get it, right? And then I said the problem was not Cashman. The problem is the guy on top. And they're saying that Cashman is getting paid to make baseball decisions, right? But when the boss was alive, he was making all the baseball decisions, I guess, right? So in saying that to you, the problem is it's a combined problem. It's a combined problem with our owner. It's a combined problem with our GM. And it's a combined problem with our scouting department because our scouting department can't be this bad to think that Anthony Volpe was the next great shortstop, and then 3 years later, he's in the minor leagues, and now we're putting a new guy in, which I don't have no problem with because at the end of the day, we just want to win. I don't have no problem with. But somebody has to be responsible to say, you know what, we made a mistake with Anthony Volpe. You know what, our scouting department didn't do their job. And that's what needs to be said.
It's you know what, Will? I appreciate it. Get it off your chest. I don't think it's scouting. I think it's development. He's not the same. Volpe's not the same player he was when he first came up. They didn't make him better.
Which, by the way, that may just mean that it wasn't in him to get better.
That's always been all the prospects you can name. And 10 years, so you know all these names.
Oh, yeah.
Gary Sanchez, did he get better?
Well, I think
Did he get better?
But hold on. I do think he did it first, and then he got worse.
He came in, and the potential started to flash, but then he didn't get better.
No. And the same issues you complained about with Gary, they were repeated over and over.
Enabled. All right, Gleyber Torres. He get better?
No.
Or did he get enabled? That was my other problem. The guy who got better was Judge. Why? Because Judge didn't need to be enabled. Judge was self-accountable, right? Like, that's the problem that you have with some of these players that they were so high on, is that they never got better once they got here. So your complaint should be about that. Let's take Berkey in Belmore. Berkey.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good.
I just am disgusted. I'm a Yankee fan myself, but that Yankee fans are already starting the comparisons with Volpe, and is this the right move, bringing him up? It's ridiculous. It needs to stop. Why can't we just enjoy the moment?
That's how I felt last night. It was amazing that you finally get to see this kid. He flashes on his first. I mean, how rare is it that you flash like that in the field at the plate and no one wants to just enjoy it? Or is it because all I said was that's why he was untouchable? And now it's, whoa, take it easy. Or already, one guy said already glazing. I'm like, come on, 50 years old. You think I'm not doing that? Like, that's what I do? Like, well, sometimes it's just,
the phrase glazing
is
such a waste of a word.
I know. Well, because it's when you don't know what to say.
It's like any sort of praising is glazing. That's not true.
That's a bar.
Yeah. Not all praising is glazing. And some glazing is honorable glazing, justified glazing.
You've said this before.
Needs to be done.
You've said this before in another platform, I believe.
Well, yeah, it was because I when I ran into young Keith McPherson,
yes,
he gave me all kinds of props.
Mm-hmm.
And he made a joke about people are going to say I'm glazing. And my boy Miro was there too, and Miro said it was honorable glazing. You know, he was giving you he was giving me flowers.
Honorable glazing.
Sometimes the glazing is honorable.
Let's go to Kevin in Hawthorne. Hey, Kev.
Hello?
Yeah, we got you, Kev.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we do.
Oh, hey. 3 points. Definitely Lombard is him. Like, he just looks it, feels it, everything you said. The one thing you talked about, Cashman, with regard to, not giving him up at the trade deadline, he needs a win with a prospect. And if Lombard was all that and he knew it, then he couldn't give him up, right? So he needs a win to show some development out of the minor leagues.
Mm-hmm.
And then lastly, Volpe might not be done. Chisholm is going to be gone. They're not going to re-sign him. And I think they need to send him to the minors, and he needs to work on his game and get out of his head and maybe figure out if he can play second base, because I think what a great story it would be to have Lombard and Volpe together next year.
Wow. Well,
thanks, guys.
All right, you got it, Kevin. That is something that's being kicked around now that we're seeing, is that now that he's back in Scranton, he will play some short, but he will play some second base. And you remember that big story about how apparently he was saying he's not playing any other position. He denied ever saying it. Somebody must have said it, but it didn't come from him. But now you've got to think that if you're Volpe, some people believe he should just get a fresh start somewhere else, and it might do him good just to get out of New York and out of the crucible and away from the criticism that, let's be honest, was one of the reasons why he struggled, was because he just couldn't handle that part of the deal. And his family was paying way too much attention to all the negative stuff as well. And that's not a recipe for success when you pay attention to the criticism. So he could be better off leaving the market. But if he wants to say, no, I want to be a Yankee, then, yeah, you got to show you can play second base, and you can get back to being a guy that can just kind of hit around the yard instead of trying to hit home runs in big moments all the time, which is really not what you are. But that's the problem. The Yankees kind of mess with you a little bit when it comes to offense. But, again, Peter, if you don't want to, we have more calls to get to in a moment, but if you don't want to believe a basketball guy, quote unquote, Bob Klapisch.
He's a baseball guy.
For a long time. This is verbatim. So this is what he said in his column off of last night. Lombard's performance bought him time and breathing room in a notoriously tough market. As the trade deadline approached, the Yankees designated Lombard as an untouchable, which kept the Bombers from acquiring Tigers ace Tarek Skubal and frontline catcher Adley Rutschman from the Orioles. That's a heck of a target to plant on a newcomer. But GM Brian Cashman felt that strongly about Lombard's future. And just to make the commitment perfectly clear, Volpe was optioned to AAA on the same day Lombard was summoned. Literally, word for word, what I said yesterday. Again, don't want to believe me. Believe the experts. Back to the calls. 800-919-3776. Isaac in Sunnyside. Isaac.
Hey, Al.
What's
Pete,
up?
how you guys doing?
Good.
Hey, first time, long time, but you got me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, first time, long time, but I met you guys at the holiday party last year. Even was on the live throttle Friday, so that was a lot of fun.
Okay.
But yeah, no. So my whole point is that I just think we're scarred from the whole Anthony Volpe situation, and I'm not comparing Lombard to Volpe. I'm not comparing him to like the Clint Frazier's or the Greg Birds or what have you. But I think it's sort of like what you like to say, Alan. Like it's like Lucy with the football with like these big time prospects sometimes. So it's just we're just a little scarred. That's all.
Yeah, and again, the Yankees have given you every right to feel that way. That's part of the problem. I am not this is not me chastising fans for being a little like hesitant to buy in. I'm saying I'm buying in based on my experience watching and being around professional sports. It's not you just see it and you just know what you're looking at, right? Some things are obvious, but I don't understand the fans who were so engaged on that tweet last night that almost sounded angry about it, as if having Rutschman here and Lombard in Baltimore was a way better result. I can't tell you that's a way better result. Like to say that having him in Detroit, where his dad would have loved to have him, he's a bench coach, and having Skubal here, knowing that you're going to have to now pay Skubal, that would have been a better deal. That's a better plan. Is that what you're telling me? That you would have preferred that because you would have had the instant gratification of quote-unquote winning the deadline? If I told you that this is a guy that could easily be a 10-year cornerstone piece, multiple all-star at that position, and you just got to wait. You don't want to wait, and I know why. Because 16 years is a long time. Let me tell you something. So's 53. 800-919-3776. We've got more calls to get to, and we will do that next. Stay with us, Hahn, Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
This is the Michael K. Show.
I think that when you watch a team every single day, I think we get more of a harsh perspective because teams that are having quote-unquote good years, the injury-decimated Yankees play those teams, and they seem to handle them quite well. Maybe things are not as bad as we all think they are because we're watching them every single day.
The Michael K. Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Presented by the Parisman Firm.
There are a million reasons to love New York. Making your budget stretch isn't one of them. According to an independent study, Amazon prices average 14% lower than other retailers. Get food, fashion, furniture, and more shipped straight to your building. Plus, another study found Amazon Prescription Pass customers pay nearly 1/3 less out of pocket. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
Hey, New York and New Jersey, Boost Mobile has an unlimited talk, text, and data plan that's only $25 a month forever, meaning you'll only ever pay $25 a month for the rest of your life. Who wouldn't want unlimited wireless when it only costs $25 a month forever? If you don't, you must be one of those people who enjoy overpaying for their phone plan. $25 a month forever is truly as good as it gets. So go online and switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
Buster only joins us. Who is a team in the American League right now that should scare Yankees fans a little bit?
All of them. There's so much parity in the American League, it's kind of crazy. So if you told me that the Yankees reached the World Series, I wouldn't be shocked. And if you told me they got knocked out in the first round, that wouldn't shock me either. I don't think they have any idea what they're going to get out of Judge and Stan the rest of the year. Like none.
DiPietro and Rothenberg, morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off and to wear a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
Sponsored by the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
Hop in a John Deere Gator XUV for a day's work. Let's see what's on the to-do list. There goes the tree. And the fence. Not a problem. Because you've got a cargo box filled with solutions. Up to 4,000 pounds of towing capacity. And you're ready to roll.
The power's out!
Here we go again. The Gator XUV. Built for every kind of workday. Learn more at johndeere.com/Gator XUV. Nothing runs like a deer.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we know you're no stranger to setting big goals, whether in school, at work, or in life. And you're ready for more. At UMGC, we offer the skills-based education you need to move your career forward. Learn how to apply AI, data science, and other emerging tech. Plus, gain skills in leadership and critical thinking. You've come far. Succeed again. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 12th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You play for the win, not just on game day, every day. Channel that drive into your money. Robinhood puts you in control, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46, and I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Congratulations, New York. The Knicks did it. Through battle after battle, they dominated to become this year's NBA champions. Day in and day out, the hard work paid off. And you were there every step of the way. Enjoy the crown. Own it, because this year is your year. A part of your legacy that will never be forgotten. So celebrate this moment, show your pride, and shop the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
See, it just keeps happening. And some of you, again, like, just call in or something, man.
What's that?
Do I remember Shane Spencer? No.
Oh.
Shane Spencer was just
the nerve.
But he's just hitting home runs. He was just on a heater. Like, that's one that you'd know this is not going to last forever. Kevin Moss was the same thing. You know, like, it was funny. I was much younger at the time, but I remember it. But I remember just thinking, like, this is awesome. This is fun. It was meaningless because it was, the season was already gone. But it's like that I never was like, oh, it's time to trade Don Mattingly. Like nobody thought that. It's just so strange. The guy says a hot take guy. When have I ever been hot take guy? Keg dog. You're a Knick fan. You know me. Stop it. Hot take guy?
That's not you.
Sounds like half the radio station on Volpe his first season. I do not recall that level of excitement watching a player like this. This kid's good, man. And there's more about him. The other thing. Come on, Keg. You know me. Hot take guy. I'm too old for this stuff. I don't know. By the way, Jonathan Goldberg said that Starbucks confirmed. It is a thing, boys. Catch up, right? Starbucks. You got to hear my girls, man. Especially Callie. She's big on that.
On Starbucks.
Starbucks. Yeah. She does a whole bit My youngest one is probably going to like be an internet sensation one day because she can do imitations, and she does this imitation of like the yoga mom on the Peloton doing like her video blog. Starbees. And she's like does this whole presentation that's as if she's talking to her phone, like talking to her followers about what she's doing today.
But she's pretending.
Hysterical. Starbees. Yeah. And she just she hits every note with it. It's so funny.
Well, you need to get this on the show, man.
I know. I have to record it.
The kids are out here contributing.
Wow.
I know, right? That's You know what? You're right. We don't have any.
John's.
All right, we have no Callie.
Where's
Jalen?
Where's Jalen's read? That's literally better than Don's reads. Respectfully, Jalen is better at live reads than Don.
We'll follow. Let's go to Doug in Albany. Doug in Albany's off topic, but I like it. Go ahead, Doug.
How's it going? First time, long time. So I'm home with a newborn, and I put the show on every day. Thank you. I put the show on every day, watch it on YouTube, and my girlfriend kind of inadvertently listens to the show. And then we've been doing shifts because you know how it is with a newborn trying to get sleep. And and I come out of the room after sleeping, and I walk out, and she's watching the show on the edge of her seat. So she's now fully invested into Hahn Rosenberg to the point in which she's randomly pauses the show. I just woke up and starts debating me on the FIFA World Cup song for the United States.
This is your daughter or your wife?
No.
It's my girlfriend.
His girlfriend.
Your girlfriend. Okay. Because I thought if the infant was doing it, I would have been impressed.
That would have.
That's a conversation.
That means we've been on the air for a long time.
Yeah, not quite yet, but you gained a listener, so she is listening. So exactly, yeah. So then it was the morning, so I put on DiPietro and Rothenberg, and as I put it on, she goes, "Can you go back to Hahn and Rosenberg?" I go,
"Wow."
Yeah, I mean, I was like, "Well, this is live." Yes, I swear this happened this morning. We had a roofer here, and that's why everyone was up at 6 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, "Well, this is the same station. It's live, you know." And she's been watching one from a couple months ago. She's not a sports fan, so she was just enjoying the show. So then she goes, "Yeah, it doesn't matter." So then she goes, "Well," I go, "You know, what's wrong with them?" She goes, "They're honestly they're just boring and not entertaining."
Wow. And we are.
Yes. And I'm a fan of both shows, but
I am too.
That's her feeling.
But I'll take it. What's your girlfriend's name?
Rachel.
Rachel. All right.
We love Rachel.
We love Rachel.
Yeah. So she's referencing drops. I don't know what happened, but that time I went to bed, something changed. She's now fully invested into the show.
This is great. All right. So Rachel from Friends. We need all kinds of Rachel from Friends drops. Jake, we're going to play them throughout the rest of the show. Any one-liners that Rachel had, we're just going to use them now.
I'm on it.
Because Rachel's a friend of the show.
I'm going to call her Rach from now on because I know how much it pisses Don off.
Oh, well, yeah. He'd hate that.
Oh, yeah.
Doug, thank you. Rachel, thank you. And God bless with the baby. Let's see.
Here's Jalen, by the way, doing the read better than Don.
Let's hear it.
One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com.
Protecting your home inside and out.
I mean,
literally, that is better than Don's ever finished a live read.
Clarity.
Yeah.
Enunciation.
Understands how the delivery's supposed to be.
Yep.
Emphatic.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
Got my attention. Now I want to call the number. Viking Pest Control, right? That's what that was.
Yeah.
How did I know?
Because she delivered it flawlessly.
Jalen Brisk brought it home at the end of the read. Let's continue. Let's continue with the calls. Now I'm going to get one of Callie's bits.
Yeah, we need that.
I'm going to record it because it's hysterical. By the way, up at like this is the next thing you'll find out with girls around 11 years old. They start to get this like nocturnal energy, and it's like everybody's just ready to just go to bed, and she's ready to party.
So she wants to hang every night.
12:30 in a room, TikTok dances. She's just practicing every dance she could think of, and you can hear her feet. Like, she's not in bed.
Well, and it's summer life, right? So
well, that's the other part of it.
You don't have to stress her.
And it's like, what are you doing? It's like, I can't sleep. Wide awake. Tons of energy. So that's always fun. And I'm like, teach me the dance. I want to learn. David in Elmwood Park. David.
Hey, what's up, guys? Just wanted to let you know
there's a major glaze alert coming with Lombard.
Uh-oh.
But first, I want to say that we keep talking about with Cashman and his prospects. We keep kind of brushing over that, Cam Schlittler, Ben Rice, premier players at their position. That was Cashman, let's give him credit. Those guys are as good as it gets.
That was his Boston scout.
With Lombard.
That was his Boston scout, man. That guy found 2 gems up there.
Yeah, and I think it was around COVID,
yes,
right?
Yes, it was. Yeah, especially Rice. Yep.
Yeah. And with Lombard, I'm excited. But I think we need to get him out of 96.
Why?
Get him in number 0.
No.
And retire all the single digits.
You want him to have a Wait a minute. The sacrilege of a Yankee wearing 0? We can't have that.
Yeah, I mean, Ottavino did it.
Yeah, but he was here for 5 seconds. And I believe – wait, Anthony, am I right or wrong that also caused an uproar, him wearing 0?
I'm sure it did.
No, you know it did. Somebody was definitely, up in arms about it. But, David, I'm good.
Okay.
96 is the number he's – you know what number he was, by the way, in high school?
No, what was he?
He can't have it with the Yankees. It's number 3.
Oh.
That one probably not going to be able to get that one off the wall, right? You know what number he wore?
Yeah.
When he played soccer in high school, you know what number he wore there? 22.
What number? 2?
22.
Okay.
Whose number is that?
Ben Rice.
That's Ben Rice. He's not getting that number. So 96 has been the number he's worn since they drafted him. That's just the number assigned to him. He did kind of admit, we'll see where it goes. But why not? Why not just wear 96? What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
Doesn't look right on a shortstop?
I just wanted to point out about his double play yesterday.
Yeah.
Him fading to third base, his throw to Jazz was stronger than Jazz's throw to first. And one last thing.
Yep.
Me and my buddies, we've been watching him since we drafted him and seen him climb the ranks. And we've always said that he resembles Carlos Correa so much. I know that was the glaze. Correa. That was the glaze that was coming.
Yeah, but you know what was written?
He looks just like Correa.
I read today. Correa's not a bad comp. You know the comp I read today that I'm like, get out of here. The comp I read today by multiple people, Alex Rodriguez, a young Alex Rodriguez.
Now that's a
because
serious
again
comp, dude.
He's a big kid. He's 6'4", rangy, athletic.
That's tough though, dude.
I'm not saying it's right.
Yeah, you don't want it. I'm
not saying it's right.
Now there's a glaze alert.
I'm just saying when I saw a young Alex Rodriguez, I'm like, whoa. That's pretty.
That's a big one.
That's high praise.
We're talking about one of the most talented ball players who ever lived. So that's a tough one.
Yeah. List today. I am putting it together right now. I think the Yankee fans are going to love it. But Peter did his quarterback tables yesterday. Yeah.
That's correct.
And so we have a lot more quarterback conversation to have, including the Giants' young quarterback, speaking of young phenoms in New York, who had something happen yesterday. And to me, it was so perfect that it happened when it happened, how it happened, and how it was handled. We'll discuss.
And sort of goes with or against what you were saying about the youngsters who have found success in the city recently.
You don't say. Mm-hmm. Well, we will get to that next. Don Hahn Rosenberg, ESPN New York. 401 in the big city with Peter Rosenberg. I'm Alan Hahn. 800-919-3776 is the number. We'll keep the calls rolling here with you. Don back next week.
Don back.
And then you then fade into the hedges for a minute.
Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna lay down and take a nap.
You need it.
Bruh.
How you feeling right now, though? Is the coffee, is the caffeine kicking in?
It did.
This is like a rock star life. You know, the uppers before the show and now the downers so I can go to sleep.
I know. That's how it begins.
Yeah. You're going to be face down in your own vomit soon.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I really did this whole past day. Because last night I was feeling a little crappy before bed.
Just didn't feel well?
I took a and I felt a little bit of a cough and I got scared. So I took a little swig. I took a mini swig of a Robitussin.
Okay.
So that probably knocked me out a bit.
A mini swig? That ain't going to do it.
But I woke up feeling a swiggeroo.
Okay.
Like I could feel it when I got up.
All right. Oh. Yeah. It does. Yeah, that's the one
just
thing.
Just a little bit. It'll hit you.
The nighttime cough medicine.
And then, yeah, it was fine today. Took a little bit of a relaxer before what I thought was going to be my MRI. That messed me up.
Right.
Then I drank a coffee here to go back up.
Oh, yeah. You're me, April, May, and June. I never realized how much those 3 months in this run, like, did damage to me physically. Because, you know, like, yeah, you saw my
Do you feel like you
schedule.
rested since, though?
No. I'm still struggling to get the rest that I need. Because it was such a go, and it was a lot of Alanis.
That's called being washed, though.
You think so? It's just old?
That's just being old.
Is it time?
Because when you're young, you bounce back from all of this.
Time for steroids?
You know what? It is true. The peptide's supposed to do a lot, right?
Yeah. Somebody talked to me about it, and I was like, if I'm going to do it, it'd be now.
I mean, listen, it's not illegal.
No.
You're not an athlete.
No. There's a lot of people in our business doing it.
Well, what are they doing?
Very visible. It's peptides. Like whatever they need, whether it's...
You got to get the right ones, though.
Yeah,
right?
you got to get blood tested, and you get figured out what's the right things for you to take. But it's... I just know that those last those months, they kicked my ass. Because of the schedule I'm keeping. It's really, really hard.
Well, I'm going to look into this.
What?
Maybe you and I getting a little...
Yeah?
A little...
Can you inject yourself? Are you...
I've never done it, but after watching my wife do it for months, I need to be able to do it.
Did she have to do it during...
For IVF, yeah. She's doing it every day. Right, and I had to do it sometimes, too.
Stephanie had to with one of the kids for a pre-diabetes thing.
Oh, really? To make sure?
Yeah, and that's something that was... Watching her do that and the bruises...
Yeah, the bruises suck.
I was like, damn, you are tough.
It's funny, I struggled at first with it, and then one time Laura Stiles was over, and she did it instead of me.
Right.
And after I watched Laura do it, I was like, I've been doing it wrong. Laura did zero thought or hesitation. She took the thing out and just didn't even look, just went.
Right.
Whereas I would kind of be like, I want to get it right, It's
like going in a cold pool.
You got to
just... Can't go, right. You can't put one toe in, you just go. You don't want to just put it right in the jugular?
Right to the jugular.
Right in the jugular.
But I think I could do it to myself, but I'd be a little freaked.
I'm sure there's a point where it just becomes old hat and you're just like, whatever.
You know what? Speaking of A-Rod, we could ask him.
Meanwhile, Giants camp's happening.
Giants camp's happening. Quarterback tables are happening.
And something happened yesterday that became a story. We got to it. It was late to us, the news of this. So, again, for yesterday, this was a story for the most part. But there's more to it. So we've talked about the Giants and the expectations for them. I worry about their secondary. I think up front, they're going to be nasty. I mean, they've got some guys, and Reese has jumped off the page. They love what he can be. Thibodeau's trying to, keep himself in. Carter's been really good. I mean, they've got 4 guys that can kill a quarterback, and that's pretty good to have. But the secondary I'm worried about. Defensively, we'll see how things go for them. But the offense is something that is so curious. I've told everybody I do think they're going to be a heavy run team. That's what it sounds like to me out there. That they're big line of scrimmage. You know that's what Harbaugh's about. I think they're going to have Dart run. They're going to have Dart do the things that everybody was panicking about last year, worried he's going to get hurt. And if you're a smart coach, which I think they have a smart coaching staff, you look at the kid and you go, what got you here? Yeah, do that. And we'll protect you. But I don't want you thinking out there. Because the last thing that a lot of times you want with a young player is to have them worried about, how do I make sure I don't get hurt? No, just play. right? Our job is to make sure you don't get hit. You just play and play free. So he's playing free yesterday. They're doing some red zone. And Dart makes a move and runs it in.
Cool.
When he scores, Greg Newsome's there, one of the secondary, and he kind of does the toss the football at his helmet kind of thing, just showing him up. And Harbaugh was not happy. In fact, now I know it's small. Like, it's not like he didn't chastise him in front of everybody. He didn't make a scene, but he did penalize the offense like you would in a game. That's 15 yards. So the extra point was pulled back, and the point was made. Don't hurt your team. So that's something that Harbaugh made a point to do on the field. He didn't have to say anything to the kid. All he did was penalize the team. And there's enough accountability there, I think, that shows you that it'd be a little bit different, because what was the word on Brian Daboll last year and while he was coach of the Giants? What was the one thing that people were saying behind the scenes?
Well, that him and Dart just didn't.
He was not.
gel.
He didn't hold anybody accountable,
right?
Because he didn't want to lose players. He wasn't big on accountability.
But he also lost Dart too over time, they say, which is interesting.
Yeah, but again, there was a lot of guys were left to do whatever they want, and when he got fired, there was a lot of talk in the locker room about that and everything else. So obviously, a new sheriff in town, a veteran coach. And so this happens. It's a small thing, everybody. I get it, because it's just an August practice. But it is a tone setter, and Harbaugh talked about it yesterday.
I think it's a 15-yard penalty for taunting, so he backed up to extra point and had to do it again.
Do you say anything to Jaxson there?
I think he understands that we don't want it, for the game-winning extra point, we don't want it to be a 50-yard extra point. Do you think I need to say anything in that case? It's pretty clear cut, right?
You would think, but I don't know. Some coaches would probably give their 2 cents.
I love how we left Jordan's commentary at the end of that
by the way,
cut.
but it is interesting.
Dom would love it. It was only 18 seconds, but it still had a lot in it.
But I like that it had Jordan sort of like, because Harbaugh goes, kind of proves the point, doesn't it?
Yeah, he actually did ask a question.
And Ronon's kind of like, I don't know.
Not all coaches.
Did it prove the point?
Yeah. Not all coaches would have done it.
Yeah, I like Jordan doing that.
Yeah.
It is interesting because, and again, I totally admit that it sounds like, I think particularly Alan and myself are grading Dart pretty hard right now. Like we're on him and paying attention to like, are you making
I think he's in the
right
crosshairs.
choices?
And I think you need to have
accountability.
The heat needs to be on him right now. I feel like.
So that when you compare the youngsters that we've been talking about, the high character guys, Jalen Brunson.
Yep.
What you were just bringing up potentially about Lombard, but we could apply it to what Judge has been as a New Yorker over the last in New York over the last 10 years. Up until frankly the whole thing with Soto, which we don't really know much about. Honestly, the way Lindor has conducted himself on the Mets
after Baez.
Once Baez was gone, I blame that on Baez. But post that, and certainly the way Pete Alonso was when he was on the Mets. Is like, hey, I do my job. I show up and I do my job, and that's really it. You're not going to get.
There's confidence with humility. That's, to me, how you have great success in New York as a star.
Jaxson has, since he started, appeared to have confidence without a ton of humility.
No.
It's a little bit more of a, check out my glasses, check out my chain, aren't I funny? Let me go do some cool things that people pay attention to.
Yeah, there's
not
some
so
ego
much
there.
like I'm a quiet leader.
Yeah, but to add to that, though, to be fair to the kid, and that's what Harbaugh's been trying to tell us. Kid's a student of the game. Loves it. Behind the scenes, he is he just can't get enough football. He wants to watch film. He's all in. That's important to me. So, you can't ask them all to be, altar boys, right?
Correct.
You can't ask them all to be that. But a moment like that is good for him to be caught in that moment. And it could be this throwaway practice in August. It could not matter at all. But the fact that they stopped and said, fine, that's a 15-yard, though. You just hurt your team. Does that stay in his head and make him go like, yeah, I can't do that? As much as I wanted to, I wanted to taunt the opponent because I just scored on you, I've got to be better than that.
Well, that is what we're going to learn about this relationship and whether or not there's an impact there. I think there will be. I think the number one way Harbaugh affects Dart will be, you're a leader, but it's my team. You're going to learn how to lead with this being my team.
Right.
And everyone's going to operate with this personality that we have.
Because you're still young.
And I'll say this. Bring it back to the tables from yesterday. I'm going to read you table 1.
Okay.
On table 1, in my opinion, there's only one person on the list from table 1 who maybe exudes what you're talking about with Dart.
I think I know who you're talking about. Good. Give me the names.
Josh Allen.
No.
Patrick Mahomes.
Does not.
Lamar Jackson.
Would not.
Matt Stafford.
Would not.
Joe Burrow. Occasionally.
But I don't think he
would.
would.
That was really college. We think of the cigar
of course.
And the Joe Cool.
But I don't think
Burrow hasn't really been that. No, he's not tossing the ball.
He's not tossing the ball. And remember that moment that Burrow had with Dexter Lawrence. Dexter Lawrence walks by him.
Yeah.
Right? I want to see it, right? I want to see it because you see it every day. Just that's all, his only response. Not a, whoa, like none of that. He just went, bro, you see it every day. That's it. Yeah, you don't need to bring that to me.
In fact, I would say of those guys, this is now we're getting a little.
I thought like Baker Mayfield, somebody.
No,
still would toss the ball.
He does,
and then in the moment, I shouldn't have done that.
Right, but
he knows
also,
he shouldn't.
He's
have,
also
he can't
evolved
help it.
though. And as he's gotten to become a better player,
yes,
he's less about that
because he doesn't have to do it anymore.
He keeps receipts,
yes,
and
he'll
talk trash when he keeps receipts. But that's different. Now, real quick,
and they're very comp, by the way.
I made a stink last year, early on, about how Dart was like looking at losing press conferences.
Yeah, I remember that.
When you think about Josh,
you mean the outfits?
Yeah, and the glasses.
So he'd have the outfit before the game, and we were saying this. We were like, dude, if you get smoked in a football game, don't go cosplay post game.
It's t-shirt. Just I just came out and
team issue shirt. Come out and do your thing. Then maybe put your stuff on if you want to walk back out with your costume. But don't do it
after a loss. Are you seeing Allen, Mahomes, Jackson, Burrow, or Stafford stunning at the podium?
Burrow has.
After a loss,
he's had some fits.
I just got to remember what Joe's like recently in the last year or two, because a lot of my image of him is kind of older.
But I got to remember after L's too, because losses. I just don't remember after losses guys being all like dressed up.
I just think of the main three, the ones who are there every year: Mahomes, Allen, and Jackson.
Yep.
None of them talk. They're all just very, hey man, they answer questions in a basic way.
But they're also not 23 years old.
They're not. So you have room to get there.
Let's remember, 23 years old, you're barely out of college. Still, most people his age are still just
pure, full-on idiots, children.
I remember.
Yeah, and you have some.
Actually, I got one that's 23 right now.
Right now,
and he's a male.
Yeah,
and he's a doofus.
And would you be ready for him? Would he be ready tomorrow to lead 53 men and an entire organization on his back?
He's got to lead 20 of them in a couple of weeks,
and it's a lot, right?
Yeah.
And we'll see how he does.
Yeah.
But he won't have as many eyeballs at the press conference, I'm guessing.
Not as many. No, probably not.
But still, it's hard. I was a full moron at 23.
Yeah.
So I can't judge.
That's why I don't want to hold him accountable for that stuff. More or less just watch the evolution. You use the word evolve. Like, I want to watch the evolution of him, and that's why we brought up the podium stuff. But that's why I brought up this year him at the podium, not just it's the criticism and how he handles it. It's the pressure from the media and how he handles it. Because this is no longer now the fun story of the kid that they moved up in the draft to get, and now he's playing in a lost season and he's giving Giants fans something to care about. So for the writers, God, I have something to write about in a lost season. So you want that story to perpetuate. This year's now, you're sharpening your pencil a little more when you're covering him, because now you're like, here's a new coach. He's not going anywhere. Is this kid the guy or is he not? We got to find out. And that's why it's going to get dialed up a little bit.
You didn't throw, speaking of the foosball.
Yeah.
You didn't throw on day one of Hard Knocks last night, did you?
No.
I only saw a couple of clips.
Last night was comforting Kobe. He had to have a cyst removed.
Oh, that's right.
So he's all shaved.
He's chilling?
He's chilling. You talk about looping.
Is he wearing a cone?
With no cone because he can't get to it. It's like right
on his neck.
Right on his shoulder. But it's still, Stephanie's got him in this like weird, he looked like a hitman. He had like the shirt with the sleeves cut off.
Wait, he was wearing a
hysterical.
shirt?
Oh, it's hysterical.
They had
little
the dog,
beagle.
The dog's wearing a shirt?
Well, to cover the wound.
Oh, God.
Like it was so. I just looked at him like, what are we doing? But yes, I didn't get much other than watching the Yankees. There wasn't much else going on. But all right. So on the field, though, his performance is going to be watched, and it's going to be, of course, appropriately criticized to see if he is the man. And that's why, again, I fully believe the Giants are going to say, let's let him play his game and what he can do. And one of those things that we know he can do is extend plays. And Harbaugh talked about his ability to go through progressions and extend plays.
I think he's going through his progressions really well, but we do want to practice extended plays. I mean, even if he would have gotten sacked, which that's up in who knows. On offense, they don't think he ever gets sacked. On defense, they think they always sack him, right? In training camp. So what we like to do is go ahead and extend the play. So let's let him get out and extend the play and see if our guys can work on scramble drill. How do you get open on extended play? Because there's two plays potentially. There's the first play, it doesn't work, quarterback gets out of the pocket, we got another chance. We want to take advantage of that. And then defensively, especially in the back end, that means we've got to cover again. Play's not over if the quarterback is out of the pocket. So we've got to cover people and we got to go rally and get the quarterback on the ground too. So you see it with so many quarterbacks make so many plays on the second effort, on the second chance. It's a two-play game. So with Jaxson, to me, it can be a two-play game for us. That's an advantage for us in scramble. So we want to practice that.
If you're a Giants fan, how do you not love that? Like, you hear what he's doing? Like, that's not only good for our offense, it's good for our defense. It keeps everybody engaged, but it's allowing Dart to now get a feel in not a true game experience, but it's still muscle memory of, okay, I'm allowed to extend this play. We're not just going to blow it dead. And so I can see now what guys are going to do, right? What's likely going to do when he's playing? What's Neighbors going to do? You know, like that's all I think important for him to see it. That's how you take advantage of the fact that this kid's legs, he can run. What about designed runs, John?
Yeah, you can't want to do too many of them because that's not all you do. We have a lot of different types of runs, so as much as we can as we install them, we're practicing them as we put them in. We put in a couple of designed runs or quarterback read runs. So you pick up an extra blocker because you're reading one of their defenders. And the quarterback, if they leave him the opportunity, he'll keep it and run around the edge. So two of those plays were in today. We had to practice them today, so they were part of the rotation.
Now, again, I am not saying that they're using him as a dual threat quarterback. Like, that's not the point I'm trying to make. But remember that John had Lamar Jackson. And Lamar, as I've tried to tell people as far back as when he was in college, this guy's not a dual threat. He can run. He is a dynamic athlete when it comes to the quarterback position. But he proved in college his last year that he could be a pocket passer. He proved that he could play that way. But when it came down to getting yards, when they needed a play, he was the guy that could make the play happen, extending the play. Not necessarily, it's a designed run. It's more of his ability that when the first and second progressions weren't there, all right, let me get out. Let me get out of here, and let me just buy some time because I have the ability with my legs to run my athleticism. I think that's what they see that Dart could do.
And I did see that throughout the year. That's one thing I was always impressed about him. You could watch his eyes and see him work through progressions. Now, that doesn't mean there weren't
by the way, his processing, that's the thing I said about Dart last year.
You did.
He, for a rookie, he does process very well, which is, I think, a huge part of the game that you don't know until they're in game action.
And it's one of those things that's kind of the difference on whether or not you can make it.
I think your guy, Jaden Daniels, is very good at that. I think that's one of his great skill sets.
I would say that's the thing that separated him year one is that he seemed calm every time he's back there. He knows where everyone is.
Yeah.
Jaxson, I think, in spite of the fact that there were times when he ran where you thought you could have avoided a hit, you fought for an extra 2 yards you didn't need to fight for. Those are the pieces you got to learn over time.
Yes.
But he is a thoughtful player in general. I don't think he overruns. I don't think it's that he decides to run too early.
No, it's
I
the
think
extra
it's that
yard.
When he does run, he's fighting for extra yards he doesn't need to fight for.
He does the L2R. Like, he tries to, just kind of shake and make a little too much.
Yeah, let's see if I can turn it into something.
Yeah, instead of just keep the feet together, spin, and just go down.
That's right.
Right? That's all you got to do. Like, don't try to start now, step in right, step left. That's how you pop ACLs. That's how you can have the non-contact injury from just that extra. You don't need that step. Just once you know you're in proximity to getting hit, tighten up, stop, drop, and roll.
Well, the reason that they've made the changes they've made, or among the reasons, are the fact that they want to see, what this offense can really be, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the reason but we brought this up. You believe, and others believe, that's not going to be limiting what he does. It's going to be allowing him to do everything that he's most capable of to be successful.
Yes.
Not saying, hey, we're going to make you a pocket passer. In Washington,
it's tough at 6'2".
In Washington, they got rid of the coordinator on account of you are putting this kid at risk too much, and we don't believe he needs to be running that much.
Yeah.
He can be a true pocket passer, and you're relying on his legs when you don't need to. Those are two very different situations. And you look at Jaden Daniels and you look at Jaxson Dart. Jaden is very slight.
Yeah.
And you worry about him running. And we saw it. He was injured for half the year last season, if not more.
Right.
Jaxson Dart, I don't worry about him getting injured as long as he avoids the extra hits.
Neck
and
up.
Exactly. You're worried about concussions
concussion.
and things of that nature.
That's the part of it that you're just hoping he'll figure out. And I think that's what Harbaugh's kind of told him about. But this point that I've been trying to make that everybody seems to think that I don't know what I'm talking about is, oh, no, they're not going to have him run. You just heard John say it.
Yeah.
Extending plays is running. Is it now designed runs? There will be some. I think especially in the red zone. When you have a quarterback that can scoot, in the red zone, you're more than how dangerous are you? Just simply play action. And they'll be able to do that because he has that. He has that ability. And he can extend plays, especially on third down. That stuff's important. So you can't say he shouldn't run. Just throw it away. Like that whole thing about just throw it away. Okay, if you've gotten popped in the head a couple of times, then yes. I think you do reach a point in the season where that's enough. And that was last year. But not this year. This year, it's understanding that the line has a responsibility. The line's healthy. Thomas is healthy. Everybody's practicing. They're very happy with the way the line is playing right now, and I think that's very important. But I'm telling you, they're going to take advantage of this kid's ability to run. That's what it's going to be about. It's going to be a fun season with the Giants, a very curious season. And while, again, defensively, their front's going to be nasty, can their secondary hold up enough for them to be a team that can, be better? I think. What does Don always say? He's not expecting playoffs, but what did he say? Just don't embarrass me.
Well, yeah, I think he does want to see.
He just wants to be competitive.
He wants to step forward.
Yeah.
But what does that exactly mean from last year?
With a tough schedule, too.
Be brave. Be brave, Thomas.
Yeah, be brave, Thomas.
Be brave. Be brave, Jaxson. Coming up the list, if you're a Yankees fan and you've had it with Cashman, this is a list for you. I would want some input on this list as well, because this is one of those lists that I'm only going to do 5. We might get to 15 if you really wanted to dive deep into a list like this. That'll be coming up next. But, hey, let me tell you about Rings End, because I showed Peter the project that is finished now at the house, the home gym, which really came out nice. But the centerpiece of it all was a pair of French doors that we ordered through Rings End. And that really was the start of the whole project, because once you get these doors, then you're like, all right, where do we go from here? So the doors look great, and that's thanks to Rings End, because my contractor, Michael Weldon, he worked with Rings End to get the perfect doors to fit in this space. And that's what Rings End does. They have windows, doors, kitchens, anything you want to do to update and upgrade your home. They have it. You get your contractor to work with them, and they get you the best. They have an extensive inventory of built-to-last high-end product lines that contractors rely on. So they have, by the way, showrooms with products that you can touch, feel, and try, so you know exactly what you're getting. In fact, they have all types of stores in the area. They're not a national chain. They are local. They are in the Northeast. They have 8 full-service lumberyards in Connecticut and Westchester County. They also have 12 freestanding paint centers as well. Rings End, family-owned and operated since 1902. They've been around, as I told you, deep Northeast roots. I love dealing with them. It was really easy. They were great. And, in fact, we're already talking about another set of doors we're going to do upstairs to match the ones downstairs. So they are a place that I trust. And I tell you, you can trust them too. Now, if you can't make it to one of their showrooms or any of their paint centers, just go to ringsend.com. That's ringsend.com.
Borrow up to $10,000. Use code CLEAR to borrow up to $10,000.
And now it's time for traffic. Here's Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. We've got a big building fire in the Bronx. Definitely want to avoid the area of East 209th and Decatur, pretty close to East Gun Hill Road. That's causing some slowdowns on the Bronx River Parkway in both directions. Yanks are home later on tonight in the Bronx. If you're heading that way using the inbound George, quiet ride for both the upper and lower decks. Deegan already heavy in both directions, heading over to the stadium with the volume for the outbound George. Outbound Lincoln already about 15 to 20 minutes. Outbound Hahn, a 20 to 30 minute ride. Slow go on the outbound Gowanus in Brooklyn, a broken down box truck over by the Prospect. After that, up to speed heading toward the Verrazano Bridge. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
You just made the list, buddy.
This is The List with Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
Brought to you by the Allure Group.
All right, it's time for The List, brought to you by the Allure Group. And here's what. First of all, this is a Don vehicle, so I'm a little nervous because for me, this is a list that we could go up to 15 and still not have all of them, right? And it is in the eye of the beholder, I believe, as well. But because there was so much angst and frustration at the trade deadline involving Brian Cashman, and a lot of times he's had, let's just call this list Brian Cashman's greatest misses.
You know what? That's what makes you you. Because
it's flipped to positive.
Don's would have been like Brian Cashman bonehead moron mistakes, whereas yours is greatest misses. Like Public Enemy's album.
Which is actually a very good album.
Well, yeah.
So this is in no particular order, everybody, and I encourage you at 800-919-3776. I really do encourage this. To call in and offer me if I'm missing something. If it's like, hey, idiot, you forgot this one. Because trust me, I'm going to go, oh, my God, you're right. Because, by the way, there's a lot. There's the B side of this album is probably going to have some bangers. But we're just going to give you side one. No particular order. So let's begin with one that really drove me crazy. Luis Castillo was a target a couple of years ago, if you remember. And it was something when I was working with Bart, that Bart would constantly taunt me with the Castillo. He would say that a lot. Castillo, he would always say to me.
Oh, boy.
And I would just say, yeah, that's an obvious need, and they got to go get him. And they didn't. They got Frankie Montas instead.
I remember.
They got a guy who's perpetually hurt. And you know what crazy thing happened? Wait. See if you can guess what happened when they acquired a guy who gets hurt a lot. I'm going to give you one shot at it.
He got hurt.
Wow.
I remember it very well.
This man wins a car.
But no, this one I really remember. And I remember thinking at the time,
unreal.
Do they think that they're the best organization to bring in a guy, at that point, a guy who's been having injury issues?
Again, this is why the list could go on and on, because this is at a time period where Brian was doing this a lot at the trade deadline. Guys who had injury history, he'd bring them in. And it was always this gamble of, but if he stays healthy, it could be a big hit. Problem is, so many of them kept getting hurt. And so it was like, why do you keep doing this? So, again, not getting Luis Castillo and instead getting Montas and having Montas just not be good and getting hurt. That's one you got to say. Now, again, this is all recency bias. I am fully admitting this. Because I can go way back. So I'll go way back on this one. Remember Kiyagawa? Remember why they got him?
Kiyagawa.
They gave him like $40 million. like the guy hadn't thrown one pitch in baseball, but they panicked because Matsuzaka went. The Red Sox won that sweepstakes. They got him. And it's like, well, we've got to get it. We've got to get a Japanese guy. So they got Igawa. That was not good. It was very bad. In fact, it was awful. And that's not a good move. And again, it's like that desperate, we've got to do something, which I think is why he doesn't do that now. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost as if he also is paralyzed by his own mistakes of the past. Speaking of mistakes, you can make Javi Vasquez one time a mistake. But you know what? Do it again. Second time around. It's got to be better, right?
Sure.
Wrong. Well, let's put that one on the list as well. And now the next two, because we're going to stop at 5. And then again, like I said, I encourage you, because there's going to be some that I didn't mention, and I know some already that I know are easy B-sides. 800-919-3776 and join in. And Anthony, I encourage you as well to jump in here once I'm done with the next two. No particular order, but because both of them really just stuck in my craw, as they like to say. Sonny Gray. This is when you make a move and you walk out to the podium and you feel like you've absolutely, like, I'm going to kill him with this one. Wait till they see what I did. I'm bringing in this kid. He's got an arm. He's fantastic. Big-time college, big moment college pitcher as well, right? This guy is made to pitch in New York, except he wasn't. Guy melted here. Couldn't handle it. Couldn't stand it. In fact, no one looked more miserable on the mound at Yankee Stadium than this guy. No one. And yet, Brian had to just force, like, he kept forcing a smile. No, we believe in him. No, he like, why were his numbers better on the road? And then he goes everywhere else, and he pitches great. So if you're Cashman, you're like, see, that's the guy I traded for. The only problem is he sucked here. Why? You didn't do your homework. He's not a big market guy. He's not a New York guy.
Well, you didn't know.
Again, that's research, though. That's beyond scouting. It goes beyond the numbers, the style of pitch, and all that stuff. There's got to be more to it that you need to know. You needed to know.
I don't know if you could have known it would go that bad.
It was a disaster.
But it went bad. So.
And it's just an absolute mess.
I can't defend it.
So there's that one. And then last but not least, this is a move he didn't make. And this is one, I mean, again, this is revision. What is it? The fallacy of the predetermined outcome?
That's right.
Like, you don't know what would have happened, but you kind of feel like the trajectory would have kind of stayed the same no matter where he went. But when Bryce Harper says, I want to be a Yankee, and you say I'm all set, I mean, come on. How is that not at the very top of the list of facepalm? You really did that? You really said to Bryce Harper, I'm all set? I'm good?
They didn't want to go over a certain number.
I'm all set with and now you're going to, well, what if he came to New York and he really, maybe come on, man. Have you seen what has he done?
He's raked.
Yeah.
He hasn't won a championship yet, but he could this year.
Neither has Aaron Judge, but maybe the two of them could have.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? Now, has he had greatest hits? Yes. We can make a list of that too, but we're not. So those are some that I have on my mind when it comes to the greatest misses for Brian Cashman. So again, Igawa, Vasquez twice, Montas instead of Castillo, Sonny Gray, and of course, saying no to Bryce Harper. Saying no to Bryce Harper.
I got to tell you, it's a strong list, and there's certainly
guy
other
who wanted, like, literally.
Well, it was the dream for him.
To play there.
Yeah.
Nah, we're good. We're what? We're good?
And now he feels like a lifer in Philly, right?
Come on. He's owned it. He loves it. So, all right. Who am I missing? Anthony?
Yeah, and Anthony, any big ones for you?
I like the list. Since we're not going in any order, I like the way we went. Josh Donaldson, Jared Weaver, Kevin Brown.
Donaldson's the quintessential bat that makes you better, but in the our defense doesn't matter, right?
Joey Gallo didn't make the list.
Oh my God,
that was a popular one.
Yeah, that wasn't great. Yeah, Gallo's a good one.
Aged bad.
Well, again, Donaldson as well. A fading bat who can't defend. Made your defense horrifically bad. And because they focused so much on numbers, that was bad. Gallo, everybody. It's amazing how many people hated Gallo. That's a good one. Now, Jacoby Ellsbury is probably one we're going to get from somebody.
I said Carl Pavano too, but as you said,
how did you know with
traded
Pavano?
While injured, but it just did not work out.
Yeah,
that was not.
I don't think you knew it. Like, you didn't really know with Pavano. Ellsbury also, like, at the time, it didn't seem like a terrible move, right? The money, yes, was a monster deal. So I don't know if I would go that far, but then the guy just gets hurt and he just all of a sudden can't ever play, which was that whole situation was weird. But I felt like some of these others bothered me more than that did, because I can't blame Cashman for getting a player who everybody would agree, no, this guy's worth it. And then he gets hurt.
Jacob points out, I can't forget Joey Gallo.
We said Gallo.
See, I didn't hear it.
Peter said Gallo.
Browncher came in here and I was talking.
Yeah, I noticed
that. That was that whole. But hold on.
Don't let the show distract you.
Yeah, but real quick, the crazy part is, so Anthony has an excuse.
Yeah, he does.
Browncher came in. You can't forget Gallo.
Right.
But he said Jacob's the one who said it.
Yeah, Jacob.
So that means both of them.
Jacob's on the gram right now. He's looking up.
No,
what are you watching? Come on.
No, I'm over here confirming some of the moves because I was looking at I was looking at Jerry Weaver, but Joey Gallo stuck out to me.
Weaver.
Josh Donaldson was the first one I
Donaldson.
Esteban Loaiza. That was a good one.
That's a name.
Man. A lot of pitchers.
Yeah,
now,
that's what I did notice is when you do some research, it's like there was so many pitchers.
But what about moves that weren't made, like just prospects they held on to for too long?
That's a good one.
That could have been, like, what could you have gotten from Miguel Andujar? Like, who was
Clint Frazier?
Yeah, there were all these guys that they just sat on.
The Martian.
Well, the Martian, forget it.
Well, let's see what Jason in Florida City, because he's right about the prospect Cashman didn't give up. Could be part of this guy, Jason.
Hey, Alan. You read my mind, Peter, because that was actually the point I was going to make, was deals that Cashman didn't make because he was prospect hugging. I'm going to go back a little bit to 2010. The Yankees were coming off the World Series win.
Mm-hmm.
They had a chance to trade. I believe Seattle had Cliff Lee.
Yes. Yes.
They had a chance, and Jesus Montero killed the deal because Cashman wouldn't let him go. Jesus Montero never became anything with no team.
That's a good one.
Cliff Lee went to Texas, and who knocked the Yankees out in the ALCS that year? Texas.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, again, it's who they didn't get. Cliff Lee, that's a good one. Bobby and Belmore. Bobby, you got one?
Cole, Andujar and Frazier, which would have won probably the World Series that year, 2019. He failed to make that move.
There?
Yeah.
Andujar and
was
Frazier?
out there. That was out
I don't know if that was it, but that was part of it.
But that was part of it.
That was it. That was it.
It was Garrett Cole for Andujar and Frazier straight up.
Not straight up.
I'm not buying
that. No, there was certainly more to it. Go ahead.
I got another one. Ellsbury.
Ellsbury was a big one.
Didn't do anything.
Yeah, the money. That
was the worst. I didn't want him. No, he was hurt all the time in Boston, and he still got him.
Yeah.
I mean, that was ridiculous. I mean, he was known for not playing when he was hurt.
Yeah, that was so crazy. Yeah, the Ellsbury thing. That's one of those that I probably. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, thank you, Bobby.
So I picked up. I saw
thinking
a story.
About it. Ellsbury should have been on my list. What am I doing?
Ken Davidoff of the Post back in 2018 said that the Pirates wanted a package built around, not just them, but built around Clint Frazier and Miguel Andujar, and the Yankees wouldn't budge on Andujar.
Well, on Andujar, they wouldn't budge.
I don't know what else would have been involved in that.
Andujar was a doubles machine for about a year.
And then that didn't work out.
And then, didn't happen. Wow, well, that's the list.
I think you nailed it, by the way. And
Ellsbury
I love it because it turns into a topic, though, that will continue throughout the day, 1-800-919-3776.
Yeah, and that was the list. It was brought to you by the Allure Group. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion. Back to the calls we go at 800-919-3776. I mean, seriously, if there's something that we're missing here, or maybe one that you're like, that shouldn't be on the list, but this should, let us know for sure. A Judge update. Peter said it yesterday. Why are we waiting on an update? What's the update on Aaron Judge? We have that for you. What'd you say, Anthony? Oh, wrong button. Well, I'm going to hit the right button, which is to go to commercial break. Right now.
When care matters most, experience matters more. The Allure Group is redefining rehabilitation and long-term care across New York with 6 convenient locations. Their expert clinicians create personalized care plans to help you recover, rebuild, and get back to what matters most. From short-term rehab to long-term care, Allure is committed to comfort, dignity, and results. To learn more, visit allurecare.com. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
Buster only joins us. Who is a team in the American League right now that should scare Yankees fans a little bit?
All of them. There's so much parity in the American League, it's kind of crazy. So if you told me that the Yankees reached the World Series, I wouldn't be shocked. And if you told me they got knocked out in the first round, that wouldn't shock me either. I don't think they have any idea what they're going to get out of Judge and Stan the rest of the year. Like none.
DiPietro and Rothenberg, morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
This is the Michael K. Show.
I think that when you watch a team every single day, I think we get more of a harsh perspective because teams that are having quote-unquote good years, the injury-decimated Yankees play those teams, and they seem to handle them quite well. Maybe things are not as bad as we all think they are because we're watching them every single day.
The Michael K. Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Presented by the Parisman Firm.
There are a million reasons to love New York. Making your budget stretch isn't one of them. According to an independent study, Amazon prices average 14% lower than other retailers. Get food, fashion, furniture, and more shipped straight to your building. Plus, another study found Amazon Prescription Pass customers pay nearly 1/3 less out of pocket. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
There you were, surrounded by fans. Everybody remembers the game. Nobody remembers the guy coughing behind you. Till a few days later, at 2 a.m., you wake up with a fever and your throat's on fire. Now what? Urgent care? Closed. ER? Slammed. Telehealth? Maybe, but the pharmacy's closed. You needed a medical emergency kit. These aren't first aid kits. They contain essential prescriptions used for over 30 common conditions. Sinus and ear infection, UTIs, stomach bugs, traveler's diarrhea, and more on hand before you need them. Use your doctor-developed guidebook to select the right prescription or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. It's like an urgent care and drugstore at home. When you're sick, traveling, or stranded, you'll wish you'd ordered a medical emergency kit. Order online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
Kenny here to help you get in on the sweet life with Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy. It's that classic throwback cotton candy flavor, but with 0 sugar and a 5-hour energy boost. I keep these with me so I can tackle that sweet tooth with a tasty caffeine kick and no guilty sugary aftermath. Bring on the sweetness with Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy Shots. Available online at 5hourenergy.com or on Amazon.
Skechers elite athlete OG Anunoby has been making history on the basketball court.
Anunoby tips it in. Unbelievable. What a shot.
He's been balling out in Skechers high-performance basketball sneakers, and the world is noticed. But how does OG train off the court to keep in peak physical condition? Hands-free Skechers Slip-ins Aeroburst. They help prepare OG for the physical demands of playing at a championship level. Get your pair of Aeroburst for only $165 at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever high-performance running shoes are sold.
This is the Michael K. Show.
I think that when you watch a team every single day, I think we get more of a harsh perspective because teams that are having quote-unquote good years, the injury-decimated Yankees play those teams, and they seem to handle them quite well. Maybe things are not as bad as we all think they are because we're watching them every single day.
The Michael K. Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Presented by the Parisman Firm.
Do me a favor. Can I hear that take from Michael one more time? The promo we played? Because I want to make sure I heard that right, what he said. I'm just like, he was talking about the Yankees. It was the previous promo, and he was making a point about the Yankees, something about how we're watching it every day. And I just wanted to understand, like, because I've heard it before, but I haven't. Yeah, just let
it marinate.
Let's hear what he says.
This is the Michael K. Show.
I think that when you watch a team every single day, I think we get more of a harsh perspective because teams that are having quote-unquote good years, the injury-decimated Yankees play those teams, and they seem to handle them quite well. Maybe things are not as bad as we all think they are because we're watching them every single day.
The Michael K. Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Presented by the Parisman Firm.
Can you decipher that? Like, I know it's out of context,
I think
so I
sometimes
don't want to put Michael in a tough spot.
because we watch a team every day.
Yeah,
we're too close to it,
and so we see all the little problems. Like when you're watching a team every day, you see every wart.
That was the crux of Don and Anthony's argument last week in a lot of ways.
About what?
About the Yankees.
Meaning, I see. Meaning, Don's saying you spoiled Yankee fans. Are just miserable.
And Anthony's saying, I watch them every day. I'm telling you they're not good.
Yeah, I know.
And Don being like, yeah, but look, they're above water and they've lost their best player. And
Don's giving you I'm looking at standings. And Anthony's like, I'm watching 9 innings a night.
Right.
And it's different.
But I do think there's validity to both sides of those arguments.
I agree. Yeah, and I think that's the case Michael's trying to make.
So I think Michael's case is not wrong.
No, that's why I wanted to make sure I heard it correctly, because that does happen. And that's why I always fight with you guys about the daily minutia. And you guys aren't wrong about how sometimes we can just go too deep in the weeds on things on a daily basis, and it almost becomes like, what are we talking about in April because it's not going to matter by June, that kind of stuff when it comes to baseball. But I do think that every day does matter because it does set the tone of what you're seeing and how it evolves. A take in April can evolve in June and July because you don't know what's coming. And what we didn't know was coming was injuries to this team, especially to Aaron Judge, who had gotten off to a great start, who had himself, he was carrying the offense a lot, and it started to become a concern that there's not enough around him. And now he's been out, and other than 2 nights ago when they put up runs and yet still couldn't win, they've really had a hard time scoring over 2-3 runs a game. The offense is still just not fun. Even last night, as fun as last night was, it took Ryan Weathers having a really good performance, Bednar getting out of a jam, the bases loaded, and them having to shut out their opponent and get a home run from a rookie in his first game. Like they needed all of that. So they obviously need Aaron Judge back, and they need him back as soon as possible. But we haven't had any updates on Judge since All-Star Weekend. And so, as Peter was saying the last 2 days, it's like, why can't we get an update now? Why do we have to wait? Well, we got one before the game tonight. And the Yankees are smart. After the deadline, everybody's pissed. So the first thing you get a little sprinkle of the hotshot rookie that everybody's excited about. You get to watch him, and he comes through. He follows the script and has a game that gets everybody buzzing, yours truly included. So now what do you do on day 2? All right, now we're going to give you fans something else, distract you with some more stuff. And that is an Aaron Judge update.
That's breaking news.
Boone, and that is breaking news presented by Boost Mobile.
He's been cleared to start some light activity in his progression back. So with that's getting outside and doing some running and some resistance stuff in the weight room. And that'll roll into slowly but surely, hopefully starting baseball activities.
That's a big deal. Now, outside and doing some running.
Hopefully starting baseball activities.
We outside.
We are literally outside, folks. Meaning we open the door and set foot
outside
of a home or a facility.
Is running outside different than running inside?
Yeah.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
In terms of what it's putting on your legs, running in cleats outside.
Yeah. On a field.
On a field.
Mm-hmm.
Provides
treadmill.
Yeah, you need some stability, and because running on a treadmill in your running shoes is the safest, lightest, easiest way to run, as you know.
Right.
Why are you asking me? You certainly have more time on a treadmill than I do. But I know one thing.
Confirm.
But I know one thing. If you were to say, go run a mile, if you said to me right now, go run a mile outside versus go run a mile inside.
Outside.
Run a mile inside, I would be like, oh man, I got a little sweaty, but it was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Outside,
you're sore.
I'd be sore and struggling.
All right.
No, Anthony, you're saying outside because you might enjoy it more.
No, indoors on a treadmill is horrible for your knees.
Yeah, treadmills are bad for your knees.
Except mine.
What are you guys basing this on?
Me running track for 4 years in high school.
And wait, you're talking about a track or running in the street?
No, like in treadmill running, unless it's on an incline, is horrible in general.
He's absolutely
Nobody's interested in this, but
no. Hold on. But versus running on just street random pavement?
Yes.
On a track. A track is actually has a lot of give to it.
Has padding and everything.
Yeah, a track.
No,
if you
a
go
track,
to a good track.
Track is your number one choice.
Yes.
Pavement?
And running in the park, too. Yes, it is much better for your knees than running on a treadmill.
But you have to go, see, to me, again, for everybody who needs to know this, especially if you're older, treadmill, incline, 8% or higher, 3.5.
Yeah, just walking.
Steady.
Yeah.
But a good pace.
Yes.
You do that for 30 minutes, better on your body, still
killing calories.
Still burns the same amount of calories.
Running as you get older.
If you're doing interval training and you're running speed, unless you're Anthony and you're a track star, what are you doing?
Not a star.
You're destroying your.
Listen,
joints.
all I can say is this, Anthony. We can play all these reindeer games. All I know is one of my friends who is in the best shape of any of my friends that I have, like an athlete for life.
Yeah.
Is very into jogging, and I just know Anthony's still young, so things are different. You may tell me what's better or worse on your knees long term, sure, but I'll tell you what's less likely to happen on the treadmill versus the street. You're just running and your foot breaks for no reason.
You step into a little
because there's a slight difference or a divot where your foot can just.
And you have rails left and right. On a treadmill, you have the rails left and right. So if something you get a little off, you misstep, you just grab, you can catch
for
yourself.
The old, I think the treadmill's
for the elderly.
But I do think it is a bigger deal that he's outside.
Yeah.
But still, in terms of our actual hopes, hearing that he's
resistance bands and
he said it was still hoping to return to baseball activities shortly,
which
isn't exactly thrilling news.
But at least it's a little something. And there's a little more. So here's Aaron Boone on just the idea of Judge, as we know, is probably going to be like, I'm fine, I'm ready, I'm good, right? Like he's chomping at the bit. He wants to get back, versus the team saying, you'll be back when we say you're back.
I think he understands what's at stake and his obviously importance to this club and wanting to get back out there, but he's got to be whole too. So, I think he certainly wants to push the envelope as much as he possibly can, but also understands that healing needs to happen with this.
Yeah, healing needs to happen. He needs to get back in rhythm. And you want it done yesterday, but you want it done right. So at least there's that with Aaron Judge, as he is starting to slowly make a return back to baseball. All right, we'll get more into that in the 5 o'clock hour, but coming up, that's right. That is, of course, breaking news presented by Boost Mobile. Don't overpay. Get unlimited talk, text, and data for $25 a month forever, for life, for real. Switch now at boostmobile.com. So we had quarterback tables yesterday, quarterback tiers on The Athletic. Today, Mike Sando will decide whether or not Geno Smith or Jaxson Dart are among the elite in the NFL. We'll discuss that and more next on Hahn Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
When care matters most, experience matters more. The Allure Group is redefining rehabilitation and long-term care across New York with 6 convenient locations. Their expert clinicians create personalized care plans to help you recover, rebuild, and get back to what matters most. From short-term rehab to long-term care, Allure is committed to comfort, dignity, and results. To learn more, visit allurecare.com. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion.
When you manage an active facility, disruption is not an option. Tricon Construction specializes in healthcare, commercial, and industrial environments where work needs to happen without shutting operations down. That takes detailed planning, clear communication, and safe, disciplined execution. Because when patients are inside, tenants are working, or production has to keep moving, every decision matters. Tricon understands how to work around your business professionally, safely, and efficiently. For complex work inside active facilities, choose Tricon Construction. Visit triconbuilds.com. That's triconbuilds.com.
Hi, this is Don LaGreca. Just like the New Jersey Devils bring intensity on the ice, Viking Pest Control brings the same level of protection to your home. And I know because I use Viking at my own place. The season may be over, but pests are always in play. So it's time to lock in your off-season defense. As the pest control provider and proud partner of the Devils, Viking delivers 45 years of trusted experience to keep ants, cockroaches, stinging insects, rodents, mosquitoes, and more out of your zone. And when you bundle pest control mosquito services, you score big savings. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com, protecting your home inside and out.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks, guys. Definitely want to stay away from the Norwood section of the Bronx. We're still dealing with a large apartment fire on East 209th and Decatur, not far off from East Gun Hill Road. Lots of fire department activity in the area. That is you bumper to bumper on the Bronx River Parkway in both directions. Heading over to the outbound George, heaviest ride, cross Bronx westbound. You're packed there from the Bronx River Parkway. Inbound George, we do have the Yanks home tonight in the Bronx. Upper deck going to run you about 15 to 20 minutes from 8095. Lower level just about 5 to 10. Outbound Lincoln and Holland Tunnels are running about 20 to 30 minutes each. Slow crawl on the BQE eastbound right before the Brooklyn Bridge. A broken down car in the left lane. Jam there from the inbound Gowanus. This report is sponsored by RockAuto.com. A bent tire rod can quickly bring a drive to a halt. For the parts needed to get back on the road, visit RockAuto.com. Find a wide selection of quality parts at reliably low prices. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
When's the last time payroll was the easy part of your week? With Gusto, it can be. Gusto is the all-in-one platform designed to take the hassle out of managing your team, from payroll and compliance to hiring, onboarding, and more. With Gusto, you can get back 2 full days each month with all the time you've saved. Go to gusto.com today and learn why over 500,000 small businesses choose Gusto. That's GUSTO.com. Gusto.com.
If Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea was your best friend, it would be the kind of friend that starts an impromptu dance party in the supermarket aisle that turns into an all-day pool party rager at your place, and you don't even own a pool. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea turns any day into a legendary adventure. It's smooth and refreshing real iced tea with just the right kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
ESPN New York is your home for the world champion New York Knicks. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
.502 in the big city with Peter Rosenberg. I'm Alan Hahn. Don LaGreca back next week. And back to your calls we'll get at 800-919-3776 momentarily. Let's get back into football. Mike Sando, senior writer with The Athletic, puts together the NFL quarterback tiers. Now, when we used to say quarterback tiers here in New York, it meant we were crying because we just couldn't find a good quarterback for years, especially if you're a Jets fan. But this year, 2 very interesting stories on the quarterback side of things. But the quarterback tiers, and we mean tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, all based off of what executives and coaches say about 35 veteran quarterbacks in the NFL and where they rank. Peter did his tables yesterday, and he has his setup, which is very similar to the tiers, of course. But Mike is joining us right now to discuss what he gathered together from these executives and coaches and where they all rank, including the 2 local quarterbacks. Mike, how you doing? Thanks for joining us.
I'm doing great. Yeah, I love the convo. What stood out to you guys?
Well, the first thing that stands out to me that I'm curious about is the fact that Lamar Jackson is not a tier 1, but he's right on the cusp. He's a tier 2. What do you gather from that?
Yeah, so he was very strongly a tier 1 last year, but he's been 2 most of his career. I think early on, his strength was so geared towards running, and then he became a better passer. And when he was good at both, he really went into tier 1. Now, this past year was a tough one for him. I was a little surprised probably that he dropped out as quickly as he did, but it's kind of similar to like Phillip Rivers, even Andrew Luck, Matt Ryan. Those guys were like career high 2s who would sometimes go into 1. But last year for Lamar, his rushing just wasn't really a factor. I think it went down to about 25 yards a game, half what he was at before, which was down from before that. So I think what the voters are telling us here, the coaches and executives, is without him being a super great threat with his legs, he's just a really good quarterback. And that's why he's still top 5. He's 5th overall. But they didn't necessarily feel that he was as dynamic.
Yeah, it's the rooms, I think, is because 5 still is very good, but it's the fact that there's 4 that makes it, again, that's elite company. And those 4, for those listening, again, in the Athletic, New York Times, Patrick Mahomes, number 1, Josh Allen, number 2, Matthew Stafford, number 3, Joe Burrow, number 4, with Lamar starting off tier 2 as the 5th.
Now I like to do my little tables every year, Mike, that are sort of a similar concept.
But you didn't talk to any executives or coaches.
This is literally me just looking, and it's a full eyeball test that I enjoy doing. And we're very similar throughout. Now, one thing that I got a little bit of question on, and I'm curious for your thoughts, is there's some people who are sort of sick of Justin Herbert. And, I consistently have him. I do it as wedding tables.
Madison Beer is not sick
No, Madison is not. And I consistently have him sitting at table 2. You have him in the same sort of area. What is it about Justin Herbert in your eyes that still deserves to be towards the top of the heap?
I think that almost a very high percentage of the teams associated with the quarterbacks below him would rather have Herbert, right? You would look at him and say, he checks every box of what I'm looking for in a quarterback in terms of his ability to throw. He's obviously very athletic, can run. He's a big guy, so there's no limitation in terms of what he can see. But, they have not probably supported him as well as some other organizations have supported their guys. Look at Matt Stafford, was in Detroit a really long period of time and gets to the Rams and things kind of click to another level. I feel like the Chargers, people forget because they've been competitive. They've had Phillip Rivers and Justin Herbert for 20 some years. They have not won a division title since the 2000s. Since the 2000s. That's really hard to do. And so I think the degree to which you like Justin Herbert is the degree to which you buy the sort of excuses that beyond the organization, his whole offensive line was basically gutted last year by injury, or they haven't had the good, the good receiving weapons for him, or early in his career when he was doing better offensively, they were bad on defense. And so he was just sort of left with a team that wasn't really supporting him at a baseline level in some key areas. The flip side of that is I don't want to hear that every year. It's too many years. And if he was all that by this point, he would have overcome it more. He wouldn't be blowing that big lead against Jacksonville in the playoffs. So I think he's somebody, he got votes in tier 1 and tier 3.
Wow.
Tier 3 is like, I'm just tired of it.
Yeah. That tier 3 is like almost like a message being sent with some of these guys. Like you said, it's like, hey, we know you're good, but you still have to show it. And that's what we're still waiting for. It's a perfect take on Herbert because he just he looks the part, but we're still waiting for that moment and a playoff moment where at halftime you're like, okay, this is going to be it. And then the second half, it's like, nope, no, it's not. And that's the part that really concerns you. I'm guessing rookies aren't in this conversation. So Jackson Dart wasn't in any list last year. But I find it interesting that he is a tier 3. What do they see in Jackson Dart, and what are the expectations about him in his first year with John Harbaugh?
Yeah, and a lot of times the guys who debut in their second year are kind of lower because tier 4 can be Jacoby Brissett. Hey, he's a veteran that's probably not going to start the whole year, or it can be, I need to see more information. No offense, I'm not saying you're bad, but I'm not going to give you one of the grades. So some of these young guys get a number of 4s. Like, we need to see more. I think people with Jaxson Dart, appreciate his ability to throw the ball. Obviously, he brings a lot of charisma to the game, and so there's promise there. But everybody's worried about the sustainability of how he plays. I've joked a little bit that if you were to show him the play of Gus Frerotte famously headbutting the wall and getting a concussion, Dart would be like, "Dang, why didn't I think of that?" He's so enthusiastic, and that position is so much about managing everything, right? That understanding that you hold a lot of people's livelihoods in the palm of your hand. So it's not just about what's fun playing ball and sometimes running down the field and, almost taunting guys. That kind of works better for the running backs than the quarterbacks over time. And he's been, treated for or investigated a number of concussions, and is it sustainable is the number one question with Jaxson Dart.
Yeah. So, obviously you don't care about my feelings because you referenced Gus Frerotte and you don't want to bring up any bad memories as a Commanders fan. But what are people saying about my guy Jaden Daniels? After his rookie year, Mike, I thought it was fair to have him literally in tier 1. I mean, that was what I thought we saw from him. And then obviously last year was such a huge question mark. Are more people concerned about his availability, or are there people who believe maybe year 1 was an anomaly and he was figured out a bit in year 2?
I think it's availability. I mentioned before that a lot of times after 1 year, the voters are cautious, and sort of take it out and don't really put him up there. But I think you could not do that with Jaden Daniels because he not only checked the box of being an effective rookie as a passer and a runner. People impressed with the passing part. That's the sustainable part, people feel, in the league. Not only that, then the team success. You take the Commanders to the championship game. I mean, they haven't been doing anything for decades. And so I think he checked those 2 boxes, and people moved him up to 6 right on the doorstep of tier 1 with a bet on him that he was headed towards tier 1, that he would get there. What got revived this last year were some of those pre-draft, pre-rookie season concerns about the durability. That was an issue for him. I think it probably didn't help that the team was 2-5 in the games that he did start. Some of that could be that Cliff Kingsbury was figured out. That's kind of been a theme in his career after a little bit of, a year or 2 or 2.5 years with a team. So I still think it's optimism on Jaden Daniels. Yes, he falls to 13, but some other guys moved past him. He's still solidly in tier 2 with nobody really raising anything but the durability. So, go out there and play and you're going to be a high tier 2 probably.
Well, Mike Sando joining us right now from The Athletic on the different quarterback tiers, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So Jaxson Dart of the Giants is in tier 3, and I think appropriately ranked when you talk about 24th. Geno Smith is 30th. That puts him in tier 4. He had 2 really good years in Seattle. He put up numbers in Seattle that the Jets haven't seen since Joe Namath. Now, I know last year he was really bad. The team, of course, he played for in the Raiders was really bad with a bad offensive line. What was Geno Smith last year after some of that success he had in Seattle, and why does he fall into that, that group of death, basically?
Yeah, so I would say his final year in Seattle wasn't as good as the year before. So there was already a little bit of a perception that, hey, it was a great story, but came back to earth a little bit to the point that the Seahawks were willing to, not offer him a real contract that he liked and then trade him. Now, the Raider part is where I think they were a mess because they didn't have a clear vision of what they wanted to do offensively with Pete Carroll, who, wants to win the game running the ball and playing defense, and Chip Kelly, who's famous for, going super fast tempo and playing a totally different style. And there was just a lot of conflict, I think, with the coaches there. Same thing on the defensive side. They had a holdover coordinator in Patrick Graham who wants to do things totally differently from Pete Carroll. I think Geno Smith was caught in the middle of that, and the truth is in the middle. I think he's probably rated a little bit too low. I think he can be a steadying force for the Jets and be better than what they've had. Now he's still he trusts that arm now. There's going to be some turnovers. He is going to put the ball in harm's way, but he's going to make some plays too. unless he just hits a wall physically, I would think that he's better than where they've rated him here.
That's what I'm really watching, because there's some quarterbacks that I'm looking. First of all, the fact that tier 2 is the largest group out of all the 4 tiers, it does suggest there are more above average quarterbacks in the NFL than maybe we thought, because you always feel like there's never enough quarterbacks. There's 32 teams, but there's not 32 quality quarterbacks. But above average, I mean, you're talking about more than half the league seems to have an above average quarterback. Some of it, doesn't it, Mike, have to do with what's around you? And I think that's what, for Geno, he probably has something around him with that Jet offense that I know it's hard to say Jets and good, but there is potential with that offense because of the weapons, right?
You're right. So there's 16 quarterbacks in the top 2 tiers, exactly half the league. And then there's some guys below that who, have won a Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts or Aaron Rodgers, guys you might consider to still be, pretty good. And Geno Smith fell into the top. He's really very high in the top of tier 4. 18 of the voters put him in tier 3.
Okay.
If he's a low tier 3 or even a mid tier 3 quarterback,
that's the best the Jets have had in years.
Goodness.
Yeah, you can win with that with decent around him.
Right.
And what's around him is a huge thing for all of these guys. The stability of your organization. We talked about even at the top, Matthew Stafford was always tier 2. Well, he gets to be with, the Rams, who are a good organization. He's with McVay. Things settle down for him. And he probably wants to play more. He's probably more excited about coming to work. And he's playing longer and he's playing better. I think we've seen Sam Darnold go from tough places to better places and do well. The one thing though that comes back to me is New York / New Jersey is just a tough place to play.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different stress. It's a different scrutiny. It's not for everybody. And we have seen Daniel Jones and we have seen Sam Darnold, be kind of laughed off there and go to places where Indy, not a big media market, good offensive line, pretty good scheming offensive coach in Shane Steichen. Darnold go to Seattle, a long way from anywhere in the league, not as much of a media presence, great defensive coach, good defense. Just be asked to make some plays, but guess what? That defense is going to win some games, a lot of the games.
Right.
And even in Minnesota, great defense,
Great
that's
coach.
how you win
Mm-hmm.
without being a great quarterback. You can just be average or good, you're going to win. And so, the demands of that place, there's been few people, Eli Manning able to kind of weather it, but not many have been able to do that.
You think Malik Willis stays in sort of the position he's in right now, bottom or top of tier 4? Or do you expect, is that more just we haven't seen enough of him as a starter and he could take a significant jump?
Yeah, I think he's actually did pretty well here with 17 votes in tier 3, brought him at the very top of tier 4. So 17 people are thinking, I'm willing to say he's a legitimate starter in the league. That's pretty good when you look at the body of work. It's really not that many games. So the problem there is the Dolphins gutted their roster. Terrible receiving core.
Right.
They look like they're trying to stretch out a long runway here. And the problem for Malik Willis is he's obviously not probably a top couple tier guy. He needs guys to help him be better. He's probably not going to make the guys around him better. So I could see that being a tough situation for him and maybe having to try to do too much and not look as comfortable as he did in Green Bay.
Also, Aaron Rodgers and where he is back with Mike McCarthy, having him, again, tier 3, really right in the middle where he's ranked. What was said about Rodgers where he is? This feels a bit of a farewell tour thing with him there in that division. What should we expect out of him at the end of what was, for the most part, a dynamic career?
I would think it's going to be a little bit more of the same. I mean, he improved a little bit from the year before. Maybe there's some familiarity with McCarthy that helps him. He's one that did way better in this survey among coaches than he did among personnel people.
Interesting.
And that's because coaches really value things like your acumen, your pre-snap ability to know what's going on, and he can still throw a great ball.
Mm-hmm.
The personnel people tend to be more into the physical traits and where you're at in your career, and it scares the heck out of them to have a 42-year-old guy who can't get out of his own way when there's a rush. Things have to be right around him from a protection standpoint. And he holds the ball. He certainly did, in the playoffs some. instead of to try to make a play as if he's younger when that thing's got to come out. And so I think that all sort of, it's like elite processing, still probably pretty elite arm. So he's like a 1 there, and then he's like a 4 in his body's ability to carry that all out without the mobility that he used to have. And so you average it out, but it's not really a 3 to me the way CJ Stroud is a 3 or Bo Nix is a 3. It could be a fatal flaw for him athletically at this stage of his career, Rogers.
It really is amazing, right? Like, because that was a big part of why he was so great, the processing, the arm, the accuracy, but also because he could get out of trouble. Like, he did have like that sneaky good agility that he did use to his advantage, and that when that's gone, now it's just strictly he's got to be a lot quicker with what he does. Just to wrap it up, because again, we're in New York, so you focus so much on the local stuff and divisions. It's very interesting because I wrote it down separately from the list. So if you rank the quarterbacks, which you always like to do, NFC East, which is again, is a tough division. Dak Prescott at number 1 in the division because he was very high in tier 2, 8th, I believe. Then Jaden Daniels, then Jalen Hurts. And then, of course, Jaxson Dart, who's the only one that's in tier 3. But it is interesting with Dak at number 1 and Hurts at 3 when it comes to that division. I know teams, it's much different. But does that even surprise you just to see that? Like, when I wrote it down, it surprised me to think that Hurts is considered at least the 3rd best quarterback in that division.
I know, top of tier 3, when he's been a Super Bowl MVP and he's played great in some really big spots, I think the voters see real limitations there in his ability to function consistently as a higher volume passer, that a lot of his passing is built off of, go balls and slants. And that it's not like it is with Dak Prescott, who is really kind of running the show up there at the line of scrimmage. Now, in Jalen Hurts' defense, they have about a new coordinator every year.
Yeah.
And so we'll see now to subtract a new coordinator, subtracting A.J. Brown. That was obviously a headache, but also an ideal target for him. I put it this way. When people say he's too low, I say, if you were the GM or you're an Eagles fan, how excited would you be about signing him to an expensive extension with a raise? And I can't find too many people who really want to do that. And that sort of tells you maybe where this is trending.
It is, and it has a Super Bowl ring, right? Like was able to do these things, but it is when you separate. That's why I had to write it separate and looking at it.
Yeah.
It's not what you think, but when you reason it actually does make sense. It says a lot about Jaden Daniels.
Well, I was going to say also, though, if you were to take Jalen Hurts and put him on the Commanders team of 2 years ago, is he getting that Commanders game
winning in
to
Detroit?
The championship game?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think he's winning. He's not winning games for a team. He's a really good quarterback, but I don't think he's winning games for a team.
All right. Well,
he has though won, in the big game against Kansas City in the Super Bowl. I mean, he was awesome. He was really good throwing the ball down the field. I think you're right though that I question how long he's going to be there at that price tag. And
wow,
if you put Jaden Daniels on those Eagles teams the last few years, I think it'd be an upgrade for them.
Well, the list is how 50 executives and coaches rank 35 veteran quarterbacks. You can see it on The Athletic. The man, Mike Sando, put it all together, senior writer at The Athletic. And we appreciate your time, Mike. That was great stuff.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you. Really enjoyed it.
It's really, think about it. I wrote it down, Peter. This is your division. This is Don's division.
That's right. The division of Don, as it's known.
But in all honesty, because if I said to you, Josh Allen, Drake May, Malik Willis, and Geno Smith, you're like, yeah, that's about right. Right? Malik Willis and Geno are really they're right there, neck and neck about what they could be. But Dak and then Jaden Daniels, with Jalen Hurts, who feels like the more, even if you say with Dak Prescott, stat-wise, we know that Dak has put up some numbers. But success-wise, wouldn't Jalen Hurts be the most successful quarterback in the division?
Well, of course, hands down.
Easily, right?
No, not even close.
But yet, 3rd best quarterback in the division, according to people who would know, which is personnel and coaches.
If you drop, but doesn't that
this is not Mike's list, everybody?
No, but
this is what he was told by people who make decisions like this.
But doesn't that, Which, by the way, does speak to how strong the tables list, if we're being honest, is.
I mean, you were pretty close.
Because we're pretty close, and that's literally just my hunch versus the experts all talking. But
seriously.
But when eye test, you watched a lot of all those guys.
Mm-hmm. I love watching the quarterbacks play.
And eye test, doesn't it tell you he is third? Like watching him play the game, doesn't he looks like the third best.
The funny thing is, too, because it's been 2 years, and it's like the absence of it, you kind of forget. You have to remind yourself what Daniels looked like as a rookie.
Right.
And by like December, when you're like, yo.
Every time you're playing them, you're like, oh, God, what's he going to do?
No,
what's he going to do?
Like, he's good. And then what he did, I'll never forget what he did in Detroit. People forget that Detroit team was killing everybody.
Yeah.
Defensively, they had killers. Like that was a tough team. And he didn't even flinch.
No, and the story
in the face of and that environment. You remember that? The Ford Field, you remember how loud it was? Like that was
that's his rookie season.
Yes, that was an insane environment, and he walked in there and just went toe to toe, just lasers.
And now they got and now they got smacked up by the Eagles, but the Eagles were a much better team on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, at the line of scrimmage too, they beat the hell out of you. But that's the thing. So you forget because last year, as you said, was such a fall off year because of the injury. And what Mike said, and he's right. What everybody's saying is okay. Like his availability is something you got to watch. But lastly, what he said about Jaxson Dart, everybody, is literally what we've been talking about. The concern that people have about him is the sustainability of his play. And the Giants understand that, no, we can't have him try to get an extra yard. But we also can't tell him, don't be who you are. So I think that's what that's what personnel guys and coaches are probably saying. The way he's got to play is the way he's got to play. Problem is, if he keeps taking hits, how long can he play this way? That's a huge part of it. And that's going to be something, again, to watch this year with the Giants. 800-919-3776 coming up. So we told you, Aaron Boone told us, he gave us an Aaron Judge update where, okay, so he's going to be running outdoors, which is nice, and starting to slowly ramp his way back. Aaron Judge also spoke. You will hear from him. In one of the questions that he was asked is, will you be back this season? He gives the definitive answer next. Don Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
D'Agostino, Law, Bite Back. This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates. Did you know Social Security takes money out of every paycheck you earn? Paycheck after paycheck. And you're not supposed to touch that money until you're 67? What if you can't work? What if you need that money now? The system is challenging and most people get denied. That's a fact. D'Agostino & Associates has the experience to win, and we win a lot. If you filed for Social Security disability benefits and were denied, let us appeal. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. Bite back means fight back. 1-800-248-3222. We'll fight to get you paid. D'Agostino & Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey and handles Social Security disability claims and appeals. Remember, if you've been denied, call us first. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. D'Agostino & Associates. We win a lot.
There you were, surrounded by fans. Everybody remembers the game. Nobody remembers the guy coughing behind you. Till a few days later, at 2 a.m., you wake up with a fever and your throat's on fire. Now what? Urgent care? Closed. ER? Slammed. Telehealth? Maybe, but the pharmacy's closed. You needed a medical emergency kit. These aren't first aid kits. They contain essential prescriptions used for over 30 common conditions. Sinus and ear infection, UTIs, stomach bugs, traveler's diarrhea, and more on hand before you need them. Use your doctor-developed guidebook to select the right prescription or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. It's like an urgent care and drugstore at home. When you're sick, traveling, or stranded, you'll wish you'd ordered a medical emergency kit. Order online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
Long Island is more exciting than ever at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. This August, don't miss the Big 5 spin-off and your chance to win your share of $55,550. Be here on Friday, August 7th and 28th from 3 to 7 p.m. when one lucky winner will be drawn every hour to select 4 balls from the lottery drum to win up to $5,555 cash. Don't miss the Big 5 spin-off, where Long Island wins at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Whoever said fork in the road must have been hungry for the Sorrento and Sorrento Turbo Hybrid. Their 3-row seating and 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. With a capable Sorrento and Sorrento Turbo Hybrid, every way forward is the right way. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Drive safely. See retailer for warranty details.
And now it's time for traffic. Here's Brandy Scott.
Thanks, guys. Not an easy ride on the BQE in either direction heading through Brooklyn. Westbound, we've got a new issue over by Metropolitan Avenue. Crash involving a Sprinter van blocking 2 lanes. Traffic is jammed there and backed up across the Kosciuszko Bridge into Queens. Eastbound BQE still have a broken down car in the left lane by the Brooklyn Bridge. Slow crawl there. Delays go back onto the inbound Gowanus. We've got the Yanks home tonight in the Bronx. If you're heading that way using the inbound George, stick with the lower deck. That's about a 15 to 20 minute ride. Upper level going to run you about 30 minutes from 80-95. Deegan just packed in both directions heading over to the stadium with the volume for the outbound George. Outbound Lincoln will run you about 20 to 30 minutes. Outbound Hahn close to a half hour. This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Visit mad.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Progressive knows that boat days can come with unexpected problems.
Dang, I forgot the wakeboard. How am I supposed to enjoy myself without my favorite water activity? I mean, sure, we could still go tubing, fishing, or even just relax on a floaty, but without the wakeboard, what's the point?
If a real problem comes along, your boat's protected 24/7 with Progressive, so you can keep worrying about boater problems. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in D.C.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh, man, this makes me sad because summer's almost
it's
over.
Too soon, though, for this song. Too soon.
Dear summer.
I know you're going to miss me.
Yeah, I started End Summer with the song.
It's too soon, though. This is no, we still have weeks.
Yeah, if you want to be
this
positive.
song hits. This is Labor Day weekend. Don't do this. I'm not ready yet.
Not ready to say goodbye.
I was floating in the pool this morning. I'm still, no.
My real summer is next week.
Yeah, you actually start your summer.
That's right.
That's right. I'll be in the pool.
So, I mean.
Lounging.
If you don't come back, by the way, with a tan.
Oh, I'll be tan.
You better be.
You better come back looking like me.
I don't know if that's reasonable.
No? You don't do you burn? What do you do?
No, it depends. If I was tan actually a few weeks ago, I had a little bit. My problem has become holding the tan. I'm not holding it. It's not like lasting. I'll catch it for like the week that I'm out there, and then like I get back for 3 days and it's kind of gone. I don't burn if I do the proper precaution. Then I get a nice tan.
Yeah.
But as I've gotten older, if I sleep on it, it's bad.
Well, what do you do after when you get out of the sun? How do you get it to stay set? Oil?
I don't use oil.
No.
I'm rubbing oil myself.
No.
Moisturize.
Okay, that'll help.
Well, does that help?
It does. That's the most important part.
Oil?
Yeah.
I'm not rubbing oil on my body.
No.
Last week I made the mistake of like right before.
Hot oil, a little wrestling?
Well, right before it's funny you bring that up. Right before Finn Balor's match at SummerSlam,
yeah,
I had to ask him a question because I was doing a report. No, Alan would fight this. This is for work.
Oh, he was working.
I was doing a report on him at work.
Yeah, come on. It's a job. He was doing this job.
I don't know. The way it sounded, it was like you were talking to him.
You're right. It did sound
like oh, we're friends. We're talking off camera now.
So, no, I went up to him. So I do these reports, and I'm going to tell you guys the truth. I try even though wrestling is the world of pretend, I don't like to do a report where I fully am making it up. I like to go to the talent and say, hey, how do you feel about X, Y, and Z? Does this fit what your character is doing?
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I'm more like in this kind of zone. So I can give a report that's at least based on what they are saying their character is.
Right.
I'm not the writer. I don't want to make the thing up for you.
Yeah, that's smart.
So I asked him, what do you think about going like this? Okay, cool. Cool, see you later. Made the mistake of patting him on the forearm.
Yeah.
I do not understand how these dudes get in the ring covered in that much slime.
Yeah.
It took me 20 minutes
SAE 30
to get my fingers like dry. I wiped, I used sanitizer.
And
it's like I don't know how how do they not just drop each other when they touch? Like they're so slick. And not everyone's the same. Now, Finn, by the way, is chiseled from granite.
Right.
So if you were him, he wears small trunks and he's covered in oil. And I'll be honest,
That's right.
if I looked like him, I'd probably do the same. I mean, the man is physically perfect.
Right.
But I'm just like, so you're telling me if he hits a high cross body on someone, it's just all grease all over them? Because Kevin Owens in that match. Kevin Owens ain't greasy.
No, Kevin Owens.
But he is after.
He is not greasy.
Now, if Kevin Owens did grease up, I would be like, what are we doing?
No, yeah. Isn't that funny? So wait, only the muscle-bound guys grease up?
I'd have to see. Like, why? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think only the really muscle-bound guys grease up.
Yeah, because it's a little more like it's like when you wax a car. There's certain cars that
you want
it
to
looks
see
good.
it.
Because you got the lines. You got the car has a certain curves and lines. So again,
put a little extra, like at the end of Back to the Future. Hey Biff, put an extra coat of wax on the truck. Marty wants to take it up to the lake for the weekend.
It's why again a sports car like has all those lines and stuff. So when you wax it, it just this.
But if you got a big old truck that you're just using to get you
Lincoln Continental, it's like all right, it's shiny, but whatever.
Yeah,
right.
I think calling KO the Lincoln Continental here is fair.
It's fair.
And welcome back, KO. God bless him. So happy he's back.
God bless. All right, speaking of welcome back, Aaron Judge spoke before the game today.
Oh, we got some judging.
Yes. So not only do we have the update from Aaron Boone, if you missed it, he said this.
He's been cleared to start some light activity in his progression back. So with that's getting outside and doing some running and some resistance stuff in the weight room. And that'll roll into slowly but surely, hopefully starting baseball activities.
Starting baseball activities slowly but surely, which is good. And anytime I hear him say that he's running, I always think of Forrest Gump. Running.
I was running.
Aaron Judge was asked, now this is the big question, will you be back this season?
Oh, I'll be back this season. I don't know why I wouldn't be. That was always a plan to come back sooner than later, definitely. But yeah, I never had a thought of not playing this year.
Never had a thought of not playing. I didn't think he would ever think that way. The player is always going to believe he can come back.
There are worse cuts than that. I tried my best.
Yeah, no, well, there's a lot going on there. BP, got some music. Does Aaron Judge have a date circled on the calendar where this is when I want to be back?
No, I got nothing for you on that yet. I just got the scan yesterday, and the minute they said, all right, we're going to start running, I said, okay, I'll see you outside. Kind of forced them on that one. But no, hopefully whenever we get a game in, you guys will be somewhere on the list, so I'll let you guys know.
You're so funny.
You guys will be somewhere on the list. Hey, listen.
Give us those Don laughs. I know what you're looking for, Jacob.
Yeah, you know it's there.
You know what we need.
In the meantime, while he finds it, is this first? Because you were the one that kept saying imaging. Why are we waiting? Why can't we have more tests?
Yeah, let's take a look already. For God's sake,
well,
we're coming back.
We have the tests, and he just said there was more tests. And after the test, they looked at it and they said, you know what? You could begin running. He could start running. That's good. And he said, I'll see you outside. He's ready to go. So what can I do next? Okay, I'm doing it. This is really a very smart thing the Yankees are doing, by the way.
Which part?
Well, disappointing trade deadline. And then a disappointing, just absolute brutal loss. And then the next day, after that game, it's, hey, we're bringing the kid up.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's the game last night, and the kid follows the script, and now we give you that. And then, what are we going to give him today? Let's make Judge available. Right? Positive update on Judge. They might have known this 2 days ago. And they're like, yeah, let's
and didn't even think it was that positive, but like relative.
Let's keep this in the
somewhat
let's
positive.
Keep this in the pocket for a second. Let's keep this in the pocket. Stretch this out a little more. Right?
It's not a bad idea.
And so this makes sense. And so for Judge, always plan on coming back. Not a surprise. And the minute they told him, you know what, you can start doing some light running. I'll see you outside. Let's go. Right, and then when of course
all the reporters thought it was hilarious.
The reporters, he said, the target date. Here, this is really what it was.
I got nothing for you on that yet. I just got the scan yesterday, and the minute they said, all right, we're going to start running, I said, okay, I'll see you outside. Kind of forced them on that one, but no, hopefully whenever we get a game in, you guys will be somewhere on the list, so I'll let you guys know.
It's Don at his best. It's truly Don at his best.
You guys will be somewhere on the list. You guys will be somewhere on the list. Like, hey, we're at the very top of that list. Right?
Oh, my God, that was good. By the way, you missed some vintage Don last week.
What was last week?
Last week, you missed some vintage Don.
I'm really curious, though.
He was really adamant about hating nicknames.
Wait, what was that about?
He just
what is it because what Boone does
for the nickname?
Remember we played that game?
Started with AG.
He doesn't
I heard
started with the Jets calling him AG, Aaron Glenn, and then Harbs.
I heard
Harbs. I agreed with
the AG thing. I remember hearing that because
I love Harbs.
No,
because he said he didn't earn it. Right? He's like, can you win a game?
I'm like, but he's probably had that nickname since he was a player.
He's been AG since the 90s.
Yeah, he's been AG.
He's always been AJ.
Now Harbs is a bit of a reach. I'll be with
I think Harbs has been Harbs for years.
You don't know that. You never heard Harbs.
I'm going to ask Bart.
In Baltimore, he has, yeah.
You sure?
He's Harbs.
There was a quote from a guy last week. I told you.
Another guy called him Harbs.
Yes, and a person within the Giants asked a Ravens player what they can expect from practice, and they said Harbs is going to work them hard.
There you go.
Oh, but well, by the way, can we agree
Harbs going to work him hard.
Can we agree it's still not a good sounding nickname?
No.
Let's just agree with that.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
But that's, again, they shorten everything, as you know.
I know, but Don's very...
But Don wants to...
Don's offended.
Yeah, but Don's take on AG was that he didn't earn it and that it's not that hard to just say Aaron Glenn. It's 2 syllables.
That's 3. But by the way, that's not how nicknames work.
I know.
His whole thing that nickname is only about shortening the name, like that's not what a nickname is really for.
I know.
It's an endearment. It's a way to just be...
Yeah. It's to show that we're not formal.
That's it.
Like, I love Harbs. It's great.
Donnie
right?
Pucks.
Right. Rosie.
We love Rosie. We love Donnie. But he would not back off of the nickname thing.
How do you feel?
I'm good. Listen.
You're all set?
Sometimes no.
Well, does it like with Aaron Boone? Boone does this.
Okay.
Remember we played that game?
Oh, yeah.
What's he going to call this guy? Some kid like Ramos, what's he going to call him? Is he calling him a Healy?
Do I think Boone goes a little far with the nicknames?
He has fun with it.
Yeah, but the one
who is the it's like you can't like what are you doing with
like we did I think Ryan Weathers and his name was Stormy. And Don, that was the one that Don loved out of everything.
So Don loves Stormy because
he's creative.
He thought it was creative. He said, you know what? At least
he must have also have known that. I don't think he made that one up.
Who?
That had to have been a thing.
He didn't know.
Stormy.
You mean who made it up? Boone?
You think Boone made that up? Or do you think that's just something that
everyone's always called him?
Everyone's always called him.
Who's coming up with Stormy in that locker room?
Well, I don't know. In that locker room?
You don't see anyone who's capable of coming up with Stormy?
Creative?
That is a good one, though.
Stormy. Why is that familiar?
Kylie and Travis have a kid named Stormy?
No.
That's right.
I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying that's not. But that's
what you remember. Stormy Daniels.
Why does that?
Yeah, that might be
the porn star who the president had an affair with.
That's the one. Yeah, there it is. Don't know if that's the nickname I would want.
It took hell of a second.
It just took me a minute. You know I'm not in that world.
You're not in that world. Stormy.
But I'm like, Stormy, why would Stormy be like a notorious nickname?
Stormy, that's a big one, I feel like.
Isn't there an NHL ringside reporter for ESPN named Stormy?
Stormy? No, I thought there was a mascot named Stormy.
It sounds more like a mascot.
That's not the Carolina Hurricanes mascot.
No, Stormy. No,
Yeah.
Stormy Norman.
Well, yeah, you're right too. Carolina Hurricanes is Stormy.
Stormy, okay.
The ice
Good call.
How about that?
And then there's
That's
a
a good
reporter.
poll.
There's a Stormy reporter too.
Yeah, she's done games with. She did games with Bob
and
this year.
don't forget.
We love Bob.
And don't forget, if you want to go back to the golf war,
The Gulf War.
Storm and Norman Schwarzkopf.
There's that too. But what about Storm Field? Frank Field's son. Meteorology.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, locally.
Storm Field's a good hell of a name.
I mean, you kidding me? Of course.
Put you right in the game.
Put you right in the game. How do you get the job? Oh, look at his name. When do we think, Judge? Let's come up with a date, because he said there's no date targeted right now, but he intends on coming back. If he's right now starting to run outside, as they said, and doing some things that will eventually slowly lead him up to baseball activities, what's the target date for Aaron Judge? Anthony had September 13th as the over-under.
That's actually the Mets Subway Series weekend too, by the way.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
That
Or
would be
maybe
fun,
it would.
Minnesota, September 14th. That's when he's going to.
And Malik Neighbors will be in uniform the day before.
He'll have already played. I'll be good.
And you'll win your bet.
Now, there's no bet for that anywhere, is there?
No.
But if there
I'm
was,
sure on one of the prediction markets, you could probably do something with that.
Probably.
Not on like the DraftKings of it all.
Got it.
So if there's all right, so 800-919-3776, if there is a date that you want to circle, he's not circling one yet, but he said, once I have it, I'll let you know. Is there a date that you have that you're like, it's got to be by this day? What is it? 800-919-3776. Don Hahn, Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
When care matters most, experience matters more. The Allure Group is redefining rehabilitation and long-term care across New York with 6 convenient locations. Their expert clinicians create personalized care plans to help you recover, rebuild, and get back to what matters most. From short-term rehab to long-term care, Allure is committed to comfort, dignity, and results. To learn more, visit allurecare.com. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion.
Miller time. People think it just happens, but that's not true. You know what you gotta do? You gotta go say hello with some beers. Make the plans. Forget the couch. Go to that thing. Play the game. See him in person. Talk to that stranger. Live a little. Small acts of rebellion that bring us together. Because legendary moments start with a light. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2026 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Monkey Sports, built by players for players, is your one-stop shop for hockey, baseball, lacrosse, and more. Find top-name equipment and expert in-store services like sharpening, break-ins, and relacing. Shop in-store at Monkey Sports in Farmingdale or Woodbridge, or online for all the top brands. Whatever your sports, Monkey Sports gets you game ready fast. Monkey Sports, where athletes shop.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
And we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Free at every AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Empower.
After wanting one for years, Kevin is finally enjoying his new hot tub.
This is the life.
He worked with Empower to help him get good at money, so now he could be a little bad.
Oh, no, not my phone.
Oh, Kevin. Kevin's phone may be in hot water, but his finances aren't. Invest well, live a little. Start today at Empower.com.
Congratulations, New York. The Knicks did it. Through battle after battle, they dominated to become this year's NBA champions. Day in and day out, the hard work paid off, and you were there every step of the way. Enjoy the crown. Own it, because this year is your year. A part of your legacy that will never be forgotten. So celebrate this moment, show your pride, and shop the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
This is an ENN Special Report. Now reporting
the very handsome Jewish man, Peter Rosenberg.
We should talk some sports. Do what you want. It's ENN.
Hello, folks. How you doing?
I never got to say ENN next.
Oh, it's okay. You want to do it now?
ENN now.
ENN is brought to you by Boost Mobile. Good evening, Alan.
Starbies.
Good evening, Alan.
Starbies. Oh, wow. Starbies. 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 I was clutching them right there. Starbies. Starbies. Just to get to that note.
Good evening to myself. Tommy like Wingy. Tommy want Wingy. Good evening to Griffin.
Was he having a Carlin moment?
Beautiful cut, Jacob. Beautifully cut. Because he cut it off in time. The funny kind of gets ruined beyond that, but he cut it in the exact right spot.
I was really worried about him.
Good evening, Griffin.
Wow.
Yeah.
He is smooth. He is steady.
That's right. He loves the Lombard.
I'll just take the wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
He is smooth.
Just the wow.
You know what? Great call by you.
Let's isolate the wow.
I said the one I actually asked for technically was he is smooth. I think wow and he is smooth are just two separate drops.
Right.
I am over you.
Not the one I meant to play.
Wow.
Yeah.
He is smooth.
Just the
he
wow.
is steady.
Yeah. We can cut that down.
Isn't that just kick you in the crotch, spit on your neck fantastic?
Why the Rachel Green drops today?
For the Rachel Day.
Rachel.
Today's Rachel Day?
You don't remember the call we had earlier in the show?
She's a big fan of
Rachel
the show.
Albany loves our show.
Yeah, come on.
So Rachel from Friends is now like just was supposed to be drops all show.
I am over you. Isn't that just kick you in the crotch, spit on your neck fantastic?
That didn't sound like Rachel.
It didn't even sound like Rachel.
That was Rachel. That's probably when.
Is that like the first year of the show?
No, that was the later season when
she's being silly.
After Ross and everybody. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just randomly wanted to do that?
Yeah.
I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
Okay.
Some drops you just got to hear.
Hot dog.
You just feeling it?
Hahn, Schoen, Haveslack, Covens.
All right, but we only have 5 minutes left in the
I may have mispronounced some of those names in there. I hope not.
Yeah, well, you did.
I
I didn't know what to write for the description of the podcast yesterday.
Oh, well.
I wrote on Tuesday's ENN.
ENN? It was
just blank.
I just put
4
on
minutes.
Tuesday.
4 minutes of drops, and then we had
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen story.
That is a fair way to put it.
But
Now,
there's like several
all
stories.
right, I'm going to get to it right now. Now,
Yeah, there's
last
some
thing
good
though,
ones.
You don't know that.
The other
I
day,
do.
though, just want to let you know, Alan, that after we did the
Hahn, Schoen, Haveslack, Covens.
Yep.
we then were reminded of when John Travolta tried to pronounce Adina
don't.
Menzel.
Yeah, but that's different.
Adele Dazeem is one of the greatest flubs of all time.
Yes, I do.
All right, this is a big story.
It is. What is
So,
it?
you know, Freddie Peralta is gone. Didn't he have a great outing yesterday in his debut?
He gone. No, he did what he was doing with the Mets.
He did.
Which, if you're a Yankees fan, you're like, thank God. He just bombed the Rays.
Bombed against the Rays.
Yes. Well, no, for the Rays.
Or bombed for the Rays.
Yeah.
And they still won.
Killed. Well, but the idea that they're going to, how everybody's, well, the Rays are going to fix them, turn them around. Okay, we'll see.
So here's the deal, though. This is interesting. Freddie Peralta apparently called a meeting earlier this season.
Oh, meeting of the families?
To try to clear the air between Lindor and Soto. Since then, according to sources, Lindor and Soto's relationship has been noticeably warmer, with players noting them interacting more. It was as men, not as baseball players, a source said in the meeting. Don't know what that means exactly, but thank you. Peralta confirmed the meeting occurred, but did not disclose details. Lindor acknowledged the meeting, but downplayed its significance. Here's where it gets perfect, though.
Okay.
Soto denied such a meeting happening before confirming that the relationship between him and Lindor has improved this season. There was no meeting, no discussion, he said in Spanish. This year has been better. We've gotten along very well. We've learned for each other. Here's two things. I have two takeaways, and I'm curious for your thoughts.
Go ahead.
Number one, great news for Mets fans because neither's moving. I'm telling you, those contracts ain't moving.
Well, Cohen said that.
So, but I've been on this.
Yep.
It ain't happening.
Yep.
It ain't happening.
Fair.
Number two, it's Soto's fault.
Wow.
That's what that quote tells me.
Yep.
The fact that Lindor can be like, yeah, we met, things are better, it's great. And Soto's still like, nah, that didn't happen.
What
Yeah,
meeting?
man, things are better,
I don't know
but
what you're
nah,
talking about.
it's Soto. I'm telling you right now, it's Soto.
Well, it has to be Soto
Has
because
to
he's
be.
the one that came into the picture.
Correct. And things were fine clubhouse-wise, at least last year.
Wanted it his, well, not really, as we've learned.
Well, yeah, but it wasn't like this.
Great in the clubhouse.
It wasn't cheery, but it wasn't this.
Right, but you didn't have two of the biggest stars, biggest paid players who were on opposite sides.
and didn't
of
seem
the
to be able to be on
clubhouse.
the field together.
Yeah, you know what? That theory, I think, will hold water, and I think it's something that if you're Soto, you're like, I don't have time for this. Like this is childish.
But you know what?
And
With certain
Lindor's
people,
like, no, he definitely had a problem with me, and I had to get right with him.
and now it's good.
And
But
they
you know
say
what?
it's good.
But you got to meet people sometimes.
Don't forget, though, this was originally told, no, there's nothing there.
Right, of course.
Okay.
And now, exactly, now we're getting the reality.
Right.
But sometimes I've learned in life you have to meet people where they are. Sometimes there are people who really owe you an apology.
Yeah.
And rather than an apology, they just give you a hug. And you go, I'll take the hug. Because you're not going to come out and say, I'm sorry. Some people just don't have that next
You mean that Tupac hug and Juice?
That's not where I was going, but sure, why not? I think it fits.
I don't think it does. No, that hug was not a good hug. That hug was that.
That was that's a fake hug.
Yeah.
Jacob
knew what I was talking
I didn't remember which scene you meant, but
wow.
Yeah, now I do though. Stefon Diggs is signing a 1-year deal worth up to $12 million with the Commanders. He will be the number 2 receiver on the team now, behind Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
According to Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter.
So he clearly didn't have a big market, right, for him. So he's taking that 1 year, bet on myself.
But up to 12 mil ain't great, ain't terrible.
No. Well, I mean, again, he's still good.
Well, that's the funny thing.
I like this as a risk reward for your Commanders.
So do I, for a couple of reasons. Number one, from the area, he's very loved there. It's a place I think he's wanted to be.
Got to get right.
Number two, he's still over 1,000 yards receiving last season.
There's no question about his talent.
He's still good. Yeah. And also, I think when you join an organization, 2 years ago, I would not have liked him in Washington. 3 years ago. With this group, with Jaden Daniels as leader, I don't think he's going to come in and make a ruckus. You have Terry McLaurin, who's the clear veteran number 1. I think he'll fit in just fine. That'll do it for
describe the ruckus,
on this, what is it? Wednesday evening, brought to you by Boost Mobile. Don't overpay. Get unlimited talk, text, and data for $25 a month, forever, for life, for real. Switch now at boostmobile.com.
It is Wednesday, August.
Smooth.
It is Wednesday, August 5th. The Mets are playing in Cleveland.
Wow.
And that game is coming up next.
Wow.
Enjoy the Mets, and we will see you all tomorrow.
We are moving now.
Electric bikes are everywhere. They are quiet and very fast. Teens ride them on the roads, in bike lanes, but also in places they should not be, like